Hello, everybody. It's Lynn here, the Go Live Granny, and I'm live streaming here on Sunday, the 23rd of March, 2025. And it's been a fairly quiet week this week. Thank goodness it has, because last week and the week before were pretty manic. So, anyway, if you are coming in on the live, lovely to have you here. Nice to see you, and if you are coming in on the live, please feel free to make comments in the chat. You're more than welcome if you just want to sit and watch from afar. That's okay. It doesn't matter either way, but it's just lovely to have you here. If you're coming in on the replay, don't forget to hang on. Sorry. Had a mental block there. Don't forget to if you're coming in on the replay, don't forget to put replay in the comments, and then we can hello, Steve's in the house. Yes, if you're coming in on the replay, put replay in the comments, and then I can comment afterwards. Sorry, I was just wondering whether we were good to go. So Steve is in the house. Steve coming in from YouTube. Hopefully we'll have some of our Facebook people in a minute. I don't know if we're live on Facebook. I only have one gadget. I'm going to have to get a second gadget. So this time, Steve, I am live. When you watched before, you were watching a video I had just made, and I was watching the video when you came in and thought I was on the live stream. But here we are on the live stream now. So what sort of week have you had, Steve? Now it's funny because Steve's come in and then it's saying there's no viewers, so I don't know what's going on. So Steve, if you could put one or two more comments in, that would help, because I don't know what's going. Oh yes, there we are. I can see. Oh right, okay. I'll tell you what, I'm going to have a drink. I don't know what's going on with these things. It's I did try going in landscape again, and I went out of the room and came back and it had tipped itself into portrait. So I have to stick with the portrait. I don't like portrait. I much prefer it being in landscape. So here we go. Have a nice swig of my coffee. So very good, actually. The weather was good, so got lots of windows cleaned. Oh, that's excellent. I'm glad it's good clean weather, window cleaning weather. That's good. So it looks like it's a little chat between you and me here tonight, Steve. My week, the weather's not so good here today. It's a bit wet out, though. It was a bit wet out. I haven't been out today, but I have had a very leisurely week this week. And Steve, can I ask you, can you pop over and see if Facebook has gone live? Because oh yes, it has. That's all right. It's gone live. I can see Tracy coming in from Facebook. Hi Tracy, how you doing? Lovely to see you here too. So my week this week has been very different from my week last week. Of course, lots of you will know that last week I had a family wedding. My son and his wife got married, and in the run up to that, it was pretty manic. Hello, Susan. Nice to see Susan coming in on Facebook as well. Tracy and Susan over there, Steve over here on YouTube. I expect Heather might join us in a minute. Heather and Steve were on YouTube earlier watching my video. I did a video and I've put it up on YouTube. I haven't yet shared it to Facebook because I thought I'm going to talk about some of the things that were in the video anyway. So I'm going to put the video up afterwards. The wedding photos were beautiful. They were beautiful. I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to share a lot of the photographs. So the bride and groom and the grandchildren and other people I didn't have permission for, I can't put the things out there. I am going to make a reel of some of those lovely pictures, you know, that you take, like pictures of the children's beautiful shoes and various things that I snapped during the day of the wedding that will make a lovely reel without actually seeing the bride and groom. we did have a bit of an issue. Somebody did put a picture up and they didn't realise they weren't supposed to. So anyway, just take it from me, the wedding was beautiful. You saw me. And you know, I shared a lot of what went on, and I met some lovely people, as you know. Lovely to see Tracy and Susan tagging people to come into the broadcast. Thank you very much, tagging them there on Facebook. So hopefully we will get a few more people, but if we don't, we'll just be a select few, and I don't mind. I don't worry about that guy who told me I was stupid because I didn't have 3 million viewers. Could you possibly imagine what the chat would be like if I had 3 million viewers? I'm scatty enough now, so could you imagine? I'd lose my thread all the time, wouldn't I, if I was stopping to try and talk to 3 million people? I'm quite happy with my select little audience. So let me just sit here. Anyway, at the end of the wedding, I don't know if you noticed, last Monday, I live streamed on Monday, which was St. Patrick's Day. Because I didn't live stream on Sunday because obviously I was still doing family stuff from the wedding. No, who wants 3 million viewers? I certainly don't want 3. That's 3 million is an awful lot of people to handle. And you know, to some people it's all about that sort of thing. If I had 3 million viewers, I could get them all to vote on the campaign I've been getting people to vote for. And I'm going to ask Tracy or Susan. That's right. You'd never hear what I was saying if you had to sit and tag 3 million people. No, you never would you, Tracy? Very good reason for not having 3 million viewers. So what was I just started to say something and then totally forgot. Oh yes, before I forget, I will ask if you've all voted. So I think I'm pretty sure you and Tracy and Susan, you have voted for the for Zeb. Now, let's start this again so that everybody knows what it is, what's about, and the voting closes tonight. So we have on the Isle of Wight, which I'm not at the moment, but I'm still live on the Isle of Wight officially. And it is you voted, thank you, Susan. So basically, if one of you could get the link for the voting, that would be amazing. Amazeballs, if you could put the link in, somebody, because actually I found out, Jill has as well, thank you. I found out that you can actually vote more than once, not more than once on one day. And if I'd only known that, I would have got you to vote every day. But so the voting, I don't know if you know about the voting, Steve. We have on the Isle of Wight, we have one of our residents, Zeb, who works at the Wild Heart Animal Sanctuary, has been shortlisted in the Tourism Superstar Awards. And you're on your phone, Tracy, if you could do that, would be amazing. Thanks. Okay, hopefully somebody can find the link. You'll be able to find it from one of my posts. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Tracy. It's a very long link, but doesn't matter. If you click on there, you should be able to go through and vote. So yes, so we sorry, in the past we have had 2 winners from the Isle of Wight for Tourism Superstar. We had in 2018 we had Dancing Jim. Dancing Jim is a member of staff, I don't know if he's still there, at Red Funnel, our Red Funnel ferries, and he used to greet all the people coming on and off the ferry by doing a very flourishing, I won't do too much or I might knock the camera, but he used to do this and then he'd bend down and greet everybody coming in and off, in and out on the ferry. And he won this Tourism Superstar. This is a national award. He won the Tourism Superstar in 2018. I think it was 2020. No, not sure which year, but one of the other years, I did write it somewhere today, but I forget. One of the other years, Laurie Middleton, who's a member of staff of Hover Travel, and you know, I use the hovercraft to get backwards and forwards mostly to the mainland, and he was granted he won Tourism Superstar after Dancing Jim did. So I don't know whether it's next year or I can't remember which year it was. So that was yes, Susan's saying Jim was brilliant. He was. It was just so entertaining. And of course, the whole idea is if an Isle of Wight person wins this, it gets lots of eyeballs looking at the Isle of Wight. Now, I'm passionate You might know, most of you watching, but if there's any new viewers, you might not know. I'm passionate about the Isle of Wight and all things good about the Isle of Wight. I've lived there for 25 years, and although I'm not there all the time now, at the moment, I do regard it. It is my home officially, and there's so many beautiful things about the island. There's so many beautiful businesses in the island, so many beautiful people, beautiful scenery, lovely businesses, all sorts of things. But as you know, we have an organisation called Visit Isle of Wight that I don't like very much, and I don't like them because they corruptly came in, as I have told you so many times, and they put a tax on a lot of our local businesses, but they actually don't do much good job of promoting the island. And this week has been a classic example, which I will share with you in a minute, even to the point where I've asked my grandchildren what they thought of the marketing of this week. So anyway, our tourism has gone down 26%, not great when all these people are paying to a marketing company to actually get more people to the Isle of Wight. So that's not a great look, is it? Anyway, the fact that the tourism superstar is being judged this week, it's actually hashtag English Tourism Week 25 this week. So you might have seen that I've been going mad, doing all sorts of tagging of all sorts of things with that hashtag. Good morning, Hazel, coming in there from Australia on YouTube. Lovely to see you. So, and folks, you'll have to excuse me. I've got a cough, but fortunately it's not as bad as it was. After the wedding, I was coughing quite a lot, and it got to the point where my daughter and I thought I needed some medical attention. So I rang 111 because I'm away from home. I rang 111. I don't know if it was Monday or Sunday or whenever it was. And after several calls backwards and forwards, and different things, I actually was prescribed and put on antibiotics, which I finished this morning, and I feel a lot better. I mean, I didn't feel ill, but I had this awful cough, and it was the sort of cough that I had before I got ill with pneumonia. So there was no going that way. We wanted to stop it dead in its tracks, and so I've still got left with a bit of a cough, but the antibiotics certainly seem to have worked. And well done, NHS, for getting me back on track again. So I've had a very easy and lazy week. After last week with the wedding and having very little sleep, it was just do as little as possible. I mean, I have spent a lot of time trying to promote the island, trying to promote English Tourism Week, and trying to promote the tourism superstar. But I've done it from my armchair. And so I have been out once or twice, but I haven't been going out. I certainly didn't go out today. It was wet today. I stayed home. So, it was all about being very lazy and catching up on sleep this week. Because, most of you know I didn't get a lot of sleep when I was when I was making those mailboxes for table decorations for the wedding. And of course I had my new Cricut machine, and I was on a steep learning curve of how to do it. So trying to learn a machine and trying to get everything done in time. I did it with the help of my granddaughter. I don't know if I'd have got there without her help. I do wing it sometimes. I do fly by the seat of my pants. Anyway, we as I say, we've had quite a lazy week this week, doing not a lot. And so I have done some knitting, which I hadn't done. I hadn't done any knitting for over 2 weeks before the wedding, but I'm back on knitting now. I will share some knitting. I will share all sorts of bits that have happened. But because Susan's saying she's glad that I got the cough sorted. You were worried about me. I know, and I owe it to you lot. I need to look after myself because I need to be here to chat with you. Well, if I can't, I can't, and if I'm that ill, I won't. But I know that you look forward to it, and I look forward to it too. So it's just a nice little gathering here on Sunday evening, isn't it? From wherever I happen to be. Next Sunday, I should be. Oh no, I will be here next Sunday. But in between now and next Sunday, I will be going home. and then I'll be coming back again. So I booked a train. Just my daughter cooked the tea, and around that time, after I'd had my tea, I booked my train. And I was booking it, was just about to click pay for it, suddenly realised I'd booked it for tomorrow. And I'm not going home tomorrow because it's my daughter. I would have gone tomorrow, but it's my daughter's birthday. So we are doing coffee with a friend at a garden centre tomorrow. Then we're dropping the friend off because she has to go to work. And my daughter and I are going to come back and have a nice lunch together here at home. We decided against having lunch out because, of course, we're both doing Slimming World. And we decided that actually we'd prefer to have lunch at home. And Steve's saying it's good to be lazy. Sometimes it's recharging the batteries. It certainly is. And my batteries did need recharging. Fortunately, I didn't have to do any I didn't have to travel to the wedding by train. I was in the car. I was driven there. I was driven home. So that bit was all very easy and no shenanigans there. And as I say in my heading today, there have been very few shenanigans. I'm trying to think if there were any shenanigans this week. There must have been shenanigans. I don't think I could have had a week without any shenanigans at all. But nothing that jumps out. I've got some good news to tell about. I've got some things on my table here to show you, a whole pile of things, but I'm going to have another swig of my coffee. Good evening, Heather. She says, good evening, beautiful Lynn. Sorry I'm late, making arrangements for your grandmother's funeral as she passed yesterday. Oh, Heather, I am so sorry to hear that your grandmother has passed, and I am sure the whole community here will join with me in sending you lots of love and a great big hug. I'll give you a great big hug like this. I'll give you a virtual hug. Sending lots of love, Heather. And it's always sad. I mean, obviously, as we get older, we come nearer to that end of our life, but you never know when it's going to be. And, it's always sad, isn't it? Even when people get, when they've had a really good innings, it's very sad. So anyway, we will all be thinking of you, Heather, and sending lots of love. Susan's put in there my missing knitting patterns. Maybe Susan has been watching my social media because I did have. Oh yes, that was a shenanigan. That was about the worst shenanigan I had, and I wouldn't even say that was a bad shenanigan, would you, Susan? What Susan is referring to. So hang on, let's move these. I've got my St. Patrick's Day wigs. Did you see? Oh yes, of course you watched me last Monday evening, didn't you? So I had my St. Patrick's Day wigs on. I put them both on together because this wig isn't finished, right? And when I came away from home, I bought lots of green curls with me to put on the wig. But I never got round to it because it was the wedding. So on Monday I wore this wig. And then I put this one on top of it. I don't know if you knew I had 2 wigs on, but this was one I made. And I made this in pandemic. Okay, 5 years. 5 years ago we went into lockdown. Amazing, wasn't it? And this was one I made while I was in lockdown in the north of England with my family, and I thought I'd dig it out and I'll bring it with me because I was going to be here for St. Patrick's Day. So on Monday, if you remember, I was wearing those, but I still haven't put the curls on, and now they're going into a bag and I'm taking these home because I have accumulated so much stuff here at my daughter's. And I've got Christmas stuff here and some of the craft stuff that's not appropriate for now. So I'm going to take some of it home. I'm going to take my wedding outfit home and clear up this room a bit because this room is getting a bit full. It's starting to look like my flat. Oh dear, oh dear. Anyway, hello, Debs is in. She's late. Her teasmade wasn't working well. Somebody kick his shins, please. Absolutely. Come on, naughty, naughty teasmade. Debs was late because she hadn't got a teasmade working properly. So anyway, so Heather's saying thank you. Hugs back. She was 95 on March the 14th. So that was a good innings. What my family would say, a good innings. So anyway, it's still very sad when the end comes, isn't it? But as I say, Steve's saying that's a good age. So anyway, hope the preparations for the funeral will go well. In our family, we do things like celebration of life. You know, who sorry, I shouldn't say this. I don't mean to dismiss, but it's in our family we've had some situations where there was fun in funerals, and you know, who put the fun into funeral, but I don't know. Perhaps I shouldn't jest with it, but that's my way of handling it when it's our family and we have celebrations of life, rather than the doom and gloom, because that's how we do it in our family. But everybody's different, and you all deal with it however you need to deal with it. So anyway, I've then forgotten what else I was going to say. And so what? I'll have a coffee break. Okay. Heather says it's sad, but I'll see her again. Yes, I believe that. I believe we will all meet up again eventually. We're going to have her celebration at home going on Wednesday. Excellent, Heather. And I'm sure there will be so many memories. I mean, I don't know how old you are, Heather, how long you've been, had your granny, but I'm sure you've got a lot of wonderful, wonderful memories. And I'm always dipping back into my memory bank and thinking of all those things and the people who've passed, enjoying those moments all over again, even though those people are not here. I personally believe there is a presence, and I mean, I know that my dad and mum would have been watching down on my son getting married last week. I went to say my grandson, I meant my son, their grandson, last week. I did feel that there was a presence there. So who knows? We all have different beliefs. And so there we go. Heather saying she's 56 and have gotten so much from her. I was given all of the family recipes. Oh, wow. So, Heather, that's amazing, because every time you make one of those recipes, you will get all those wonderful memories come flooding back. These are the things that I thrive on, things that have happened in the past, and then you revisit it and all those wonderful memories. I never was sad when my dad passed. I'm slightly sad, but not really, because he was in pain at the end, and so it was a relief. But he was 89. But I just knew that I had so many happy memories and so much to be grateful for. And I've just lived on all those memories well, he passed in 2010. And so how long is that? That's 50. We're just coming up 15 years, isn't it? And so, yeah, lots and lots of memories in those sort of circumstances. So I've forgotten where we were going before, but let me just... I know. Susan had spoken about the shenanigans, so I haven't had much in the way of shenanigans. I haven't done any travel this week. Oh, but folks, I have got a refund coming. Do you remember the shenanigans I had when I came from the north? No, when I was going to my son in Cambridge, when I went from Wiltshire to Bristol Parkway, and then they wouldn't let me. They cancelled a train, and they wouldn't let me get on the train that I was supposed to be on. I was the only one left on the platform. Do you remember? And the train went without me. So I had I put in a claim for being late, but they wrote back and said the train was only 1 minute late. So I messaged them and said, yes, the train was only 1 minute late, but you wouldn't let me go on the train. So I was an hour late, and therefore a refund. So anyway, one of you lovely people, I don't know who it was, but there were several of you trying to help me to find the phone number or how to get in touch with cross country, because when you do a claim, it's an online form. And then when they say, no, you can't, we're not honouring this claim, there's nowhere to put information in to say anything else. They want your tickets, they want the train journey that you were supposed to be on, and there is nowhere else to put any information. Anyway, somebody in my community came up, somehow I got the phone number of cross country, and I rang them up. And I had a conversation with the lady, and so she took the details down, and she said, "Oh well, I will email you, and I will put this process in. I will put this process. I had to do it quickly before last Friday because Friday was the cutoff of when you had to do actually reply to their email that said I couldn't get my money. But of course, don't forget, I was busy doing wedding stuff, not worrying about train refunds. And so I suddenly realized quickly, you better get on with this. And so I did it. I think I did it on about Wednesday. Very mindful, obviously, that I didn't want to lose. And my journeys to and fro Wiltshire are usually around £30 for a single journey. That's including the hovercraft, because I do go for the bargains, as you will know. And yes, I do buy my tickets through Top Cashback. Even if it only gives me 50p cashback, it's still cashback. So, but on that journey to Cambridgeshire, it was a 40. I think it was about £40. So it was more. And any refund is good as far as I'm concerned. And £40 coming back to me is really quite useful. So I got in touch with them. The lady said, yes, I've taken all the details down. I will put this in process and I will send you an email to confirm. Well, actually, that was a shenanigan because the email didn't come. But not a very great shenanigan, because the next day I rang up and I said to the lady who answered this time, I said, the lady put it in process and she said she was going to send me an email, but the email has not arrived. So the next lady said, don't worry about it. I can see on the notes that what she's done, and she's pushed it forward for a refund. So she said, she went away, and I got the music playing in my ears, that horrible tinny music that's better just being silent or something, I don't know. Anyway, she went away and then she came back and she said, we have authorized the refund. It will be on its way to you within 10 days. And I got an email to confirm that as well. So that one is parked. That was not much of a shenanigan, was it? So that's on its way back to me. So that was good. And the shenanigan that Susan was talking about was my lost knitting pattern. So I had not knitted for 2 weeks because I was doing wedding stuff, but my daughter, my grandchildren still need their fundraising to be done. And my daughter said maybe I could make some of the little covers, the little chicks to go over the cream eggs, and maybe some chocolate orange covers for Easter theme. So I picked up my needles. I had to go searching because they were very thin needles. I like knitting on fatter needles, but I hadn't got the pattern with me for the chicks. It's at home. A lot of my patterns are actually in my Google Photos now, so that I can just pull them up wherever I am. But that pattern, I couldn't find it anywhere on my phone. I couldn't find it in Google Drive. Susan's saying she loves my cardigan. Whoo! This was a new purchase from Matalan, and there's a story to this. I tell you. So I'll hold the chick in my hand so I remember we're talking about chicks. But I'll tell you about this. I had admired this in Matalan recently, but we were in a quick whiz. It was when we were doing underwear shopping for the wedding, and the girls needed their strapless bras because their dresses, that's what they needed to go under the dresses that they'd chosen. So we didn't have time to buy cardigans and things for Granny. So we were doing all that. But I did really love this. So we then, another day when we were there, I bought this cardigan, and I had seen up all around the store that it had said 20% off. There were, big 20% off signs. Anyway, it is a sparkly, I do like sparkle. If you know anything about, look, I've got sparkle on my head and I've got sparkle here, and I've got my sparkly trousers on as well, but you can't see those. And I'm not going to try and put my leg up because I think I might fall off the chair if I try to show you. Anyway, so I have a Matalan card, one of those loyalty cards. I got loyalty cards for all the stores. So I had a Matalan card, glitz and glamour. Of course, glitz and glamour, Steve. I never do anything without glitz and glamour. It's got to be that way. So I I picked up the cardigan, and my daughter was buying some other bits as well. And what we do these days, we're great top cashback fans. And I don't know if anybody, I don't know, Susan, I don't know if you can find, oh, I don't know, my referral link for, no, and if anybody wants to know about top cashback, message me and I'll give you my referral link afterwards. Susan has she signed up, and she's just about to get a benefit from having signed up through my link. It's nearly there, Susan. It's looking imminent. Your benefit for joining. And then, so I'm always banging on about top cashback. And so for anybody who doesn't know what it is, and I'm sorry for those who do know, I know it gets a bit repetitive, but we have new people watching all the time. So 2 years ago, my son introduced me to top cashback. How I never knew about it before? Well, actually, I think I did. Because when I went to sign up 2 years ago, it looked like I'd already signed up once before. Oh, you've already got it. Oh, excellent. The cashback is there already. Is that including the £10 you got from the sign up, Susan? Because it's a benefit to both people when anybody signs up through somebody's link. So anyway, yes, so I obviously had signed up years before, but never done anything with it. And whoever signed me up never talked to me about it. So I went to sign up, and I'd already signed up with a different email. So I used my current email and signed up again 2 years ago. And there was a promotion going on. It was around Shrove Tuesday, and Tristan had bought his pancake, his items for his pancake and pancakes, and if you kept the receipt, you could get some bonus, top cashback bonus. Well, what he did, he bought some ingredients on one bill, and then he bought another lot, and he gave me the receipt. He sent the receipt across to me for the second lot, because he knew that you've got the £10. Excellent. That's brilliant, Susan. So mine was still showing as pending, my benefit, but I'm sure it'll pop in. I know it's nearly there because it's changed its status. So anyway, so I knew, Tristan knew that if he gave me the extra carrot, I would sign up. So I signed up 2 years ago. And this is a scheme where if you go through the cashback site for your purchases, you get cash back on all the things you're going to buy anyway. So what I do now, I don't buy so much on Amazon, because Amazon's not good at giving cash back. But if I find something I want, if I want it very quickly, I will buy it on Amazon. But some of the other stores send stuff very quickly anyway, and so I will buy through top cashback if I can. So in 2 years, I've had £600 cash back, and £600 cash back on things I was going to buy anyway. I haven't gone out and spent a lot of money I wasn't going to spend. It was all things I was going to spend. Sometimes I might be thinking, well, I'll go and do that shopping next week. And then if a cashback offer comes up, I might buy it earlier than I was going to, or I might buy a gift card, because this is how I'm doing a lot of it. You used to, I think it's changed a lot over the years, but a lot of the shopping is, I think you're on around £58 from December. So Susan's she's accrued £58 of cash back since she only signed up in December. So that's pretty good indeed. So it used to be just things that you bought online through the retail, I think, but over the years they've worked a way that you can actually get cash back if you're in a store. So things like Matalan, some of the stores, you can actually buy a card to do your shopping. So let's get my head around this. So not all the stores. There are over 5,000 retailers on the top cashback site anyway. And then and they all give different percentages. Some are much better than others. And but some of the stores, you can only get the cash back if you're buying online. But other stores, you can get if you buy a gift card. So Top Cashback, they have their own gift cards. If you buy one of their gift cards, you can buy gift cards for Hobbycraft, for Boots, for loads and loads of the stores. But if you do that, you have to wait. No, if you do that, you can buy that immediately. Hello, Freeze It Park Lifestyle. Hello, nice to see you in. Yeah, so if you buy Top Cashback gift card, it's a bit of a mouthful, it becomes payable. You can use it straight away. So what my daughter and I often do is, like we were in Matalan, we added up how much we'd got, how much our shopping was, and then we bought gift cards for exactly the amount of our shopping. The girl at the till was amazed. She said, "Oh, that's bang on what you've got." So we might have a gift card for £24 and 56p or something like that. I think we can do it down to the exact amount, and we did it, and she was so surprised. Well, I saw that as a golden opportunity to tell her she needed to be signed up with Top Cashback. So I wrote down something on a piece of paper and gave it to her and said, if you want to know more about this, contact my daughter, because obviously it was my daughter's area, so she would sign him up. So anyway, not wishing to miss an opportunity, but not wishing to not help all these people, because we are finding it so good that why wouldn't we want other people to save money, to have money back on all these things that you wouldn't otherwise. I mean, £600 in 2 years is a lot, but I've got another story to tell, which was what I was telling on that video that I put on YouTube earlier, and Steve's already seen that, so he'll know what I'm going to be talking about. But no, so we buy a gift card, and so that's what we'd done. But actually, when we went home, I said to my daughter, "Oh, I thought there was 20% off." So on this occasion, she actually did the shopping, she did the gift card, she did it all on her account, because we do things for each other, and then we try and sort the money out afterwards. We don't always get it right, but anyway, so she did it, and she put it on her Matalan loyalty card. So that was fine. But I said to her, I think there was 20% off this, and it hadn't shown on the ticket. Anyway, we went back. Right, Tracy's going to, no, don't be rude, going for a bath, so you'll catch up on replay. No problem, Tracy. Nice to see you. Nice. Oh, Tracy, I'm back on the island this week. I don't know if we've got time for coffee. Message me when you're free, and we'll see whether we have time for catch up. So thank you for that. So anyway, what was I going to say? I do get distracted very easily, don't I? I'm sorry. Time for a coffee break again. This is a lovely big cup. So anyway, we went back. Richard has just come in, has he? Right, that's lovely. Talking about things, you rushed to Marks and Spencer's on Friday night before it shut and bought a lovely card and a posh bouquet of flowers for your mum for Mother's Day. Mother's Day's next week, Steve. Did you get the week wrong? It's next week. Next weekend is Mother's Day. Anyway, if you gave it to her early, it doesn't matter. She'll love it just the same, I'm sure. Yeah, that's right, Steve. It is next week. And also next week, the hour changes. So there we go. Thank you. Tracy says she's going to send me a message. Where will we have shenanigans this time? Last time Tracy and I met for coffee, we had shenanigans. We could meet in the same place again. We could have more shenanigans in the same place if you like, or we can find somewhere else, Tracy. But let's message each other. So, and Steve, I tell you what, if you had a cashback card, you would have been able to get cashback in Marks and Spencer's. Hello, Kate. Oh, it's Amanda. Right. So, Amanda, I think Amanda, I think I know you, don't I? I think we've met. I've been trying to work out who Kate's Kindness is. So this is, look, Kate's Kindness here. And that's to do with a charity. And I've been trying, because I've been very busy, I didn't have a lot of time, but I think that's to do with an Isle of Wight charity. But I think that Amanda and I have met some years ago, and I need to know more about the charity, Amanda. So maybe we can chat at some stage. Anyway, you do from White Cat Walls from a yes, exactly, Kate. I thought, you know, I do forget a lot of things now with my 74-year-old brain, but I thought when I looked a bit at the profile and what you were doing, I thought that's where it was. I can see you're running a charity. I don't know too much about the charity, and I would love to know about the charity, because if you know anything about me, you know I like helping as many Isle of Wight charities and beyond as I can. Just going to put this box down that I'm holding. So yes, so lovely to have you in here, Amanda. That's nice. So and Steve said, oh yes, he never thought of that. So Steve, don't sign up to Top Cashback without the link, because if you have my link, then you will be able to get extra when you've done a bit of shopping. You'll get a bonus, and so will I. And then I will help you if you want to want to find out the best way. She's happy with them and watering them very carefully. Excellent, Steve. Well, she's had a bonus. She's had Mother's Day come early. Isn't that good? My daughter, is her birthday tomorrow, and she had her birthday come early because with all the wedding shenanigans before the wedding, as you all know, although I had an outfit that I wore for my daughter's wedding 19 years ago, I bought some new shoes, and they were sparkly and lavender shoes. Hang on, I think they're here. Let me give you a little bit of sparkle. I think they're over here, but I don't know if they are. Oh yes, here they are. Excuse me. These were the shoes. And I bought these even before I realised that I was going to wear the outfit I wore to my daughter's wedding 19 years ago. So I bought these because I love them, because they're my colour and they're sparkly, because I can't resist sparkle. At the same time as I bought these, my daughter fancied some boots in that shop, and I said, oh, go on, you get the boots and I'll pay for them, because I was feeling a little bit generous and I'd got a little bit of money to spare, and so I don't want it to sit in a bank for years until I'm not here and then they have it. I want them to have it now. So Kate's saying it was over 10 years ago now, so you wouldn't blame me. No, I haven't forgotten you, Amanda. I haven't forgotten you. And I was glad that you confirmed what I thought, because, that's who I thought you were, but it's lovely. So anyway, so these sparkly shoes I got, and we went in Pavers. It was in an outlet centre, one of those outlet places where they do the posher stuff but at cheaper prices. So I bought these, and I bought my daughter some boots, but and these weren't on cashback, because those stores were not cashback stores, unfortunately, but everything else seems to be. So anyway, one of her boots, something came adrift on it, and so she went to take it back the other day. You have to go now. You're driving back from Alfie's. Okay, Steve. Well, you can either catch the replay, or we might still be live when you get home. I don't know how long. I don't want this to be a 3-hour live stream like it was on Monday. But then I had so much to tell about the wedding. I don't think this one will be as long. Night, Steve. Safe trip. Have a safe journey back. So anyway, so my daughter went to take her boots back the other day, but it turned out, of course, that she hadn't got the receipt, because we were doing all this shopping. Some of it I was paying for and some of it she was paying for before the wedding. Of course, she went to take the shoes back. She hadn't got the receipt, because the receipt was on my phone in my emails. So I had to go back with her. That's it. Yes, watch it tomorrow if you miss it now. Take care. So what was I going to say? So yes, so she couldn't get her refund because I'd got the ticket and I was not at the shops with her. So what a poor excuse that we had to go to the shops again together. So we went to the shops, we took the boots back, and I've forgotten where this conversation was going. Oh yeah, so I took the boots back, and I took the boots back, and I got the money refunded to my card because I'd bought it for her. Well, I felt a bit cheapskate because I'd given her a gift, and then it had broken, and by this time she decided that she'd found another pair of boots that she'd lost, and so perhaps didn't need two pairs of boots. So the money went back on my card. So then, but that's right, that yes, things come early. So she was walking around the shop, and I was sitting chatting to the assistants there. They were lovely people in that Pavers, and she saw a green bag. She likes green; that's her favourite colour. And she saw a green bag, and she said, "Oh, I do like this." And I said, "Well, would you like that for your birthday? Because you've had boots and they've been returned. So, and I haven't got your birthday present yet, and I didn't know when I was going to get it because I'm staying at her place, and I didn't know whether I was going to be able to get anything without her knowing. I would much rather buy something for them that they like." So she loved the bag. So I bought the bag for her. It was the same price as the boots, but actually I ended up winning here because I'd said, "Oh, it's your birthday, you have it for your birthday." The lady in the shop gave her 10% off the bag. So it cost me less than the pair of boots. Hello. No, Carol, I'm not home now. I'm still at my daughter's. I am going home this week, but then I'm coming back. So next Sunday, I will be back here again. But I will go home in the meantime and then back again. So watch for the shenanigans. But we've not had much shenanigans this week. So we only a little bit of shenanigans. One of the shenanigans was what I was going to talk about just now, was a missing knitting pattern. So, oh, I didn't finish telling you. So anyway, about the cardigan, because somebody said about the cardigan. So we thought that it should have had 20% off, but we went back to Matalan and it didn't have 20% off. It was other things in the shop that were 20% off. So I said, "Oh, that's fine then. I'll take the tag off and I'll wear it because I like it anyway." And so that's what I did. But I also managed to, I think I bought something. Did I buy something else in there? Yes, I think I can't remember what I bought. Because, of course, I'm a shrinking violet, aren't I? I've lost 3.5 stone, and most of my clothes didn't fit me. So what a poor excuse to have to buy new clothes. So, and £1.50 off this week. What do you think of that? The week after the wedding, I had wedding cake. Normally, I stick to plan all the time. And even when you do, your body weight does this half the time, and sometimes we don't know why. I wear a nice hair bow. I'm glad you like my hair bow. Freeze it park lifestyle. I do like something on my head. Earlier in the week, I was wearing silly wigs to do with St. Patrick's Day. This is what I had on my head earlier in the week. And if you, I think I shared a video, a live stream onto my Go Live Granny page today, a live stream of 3 years ago. And 3 years ago was the day. Oh, Jane's come in. Jane has just arrived. Hi, Jane. Tracy has just had reminded Jane that I was live. So thank you for that. Lovely to have you here, Jane. So yes, so I put a video up that I did 3 years ago tonight. And it was the day I got, no, it was the day after I got home from lockdown in the north. So some of you will know, but some of you won't know. 3 years ago, I went to my son that's just got married. I went to my son and his then fiance for Christmas for 5 days. And then I was coming home. And my son had come down to collect me because I wasn't doing train journeys then. And he came down to collect me and he took me up for Christmas at their house. 5 days later, he was going to do the journey in reverse, except it started to snow. So we decided not to travel because there was no need to travel that day, because it might not be safe with snow and that. So we decided to go when the snow had cleared, except that, of course, the snow didn't clear until Boris had locked us down. So we went into lockdown, and so I couldn't travel because we weren't allowed to travel. And I ended up staying at my son and my and his fiance's house for 3 months. Um, right, you was on last week. You were feeling poorly, nursing a cold. Feeling better now. I'm glad you're feeling better now. Um, oh, it doesn't matter what you say, Carol. It's fine. It's fine. So yes, so I was watching the live stream I did 3 years 3 years ago, and you will see that on in that live stream I had a red wig, a wig with all red curls on it because it was Red Nose Day, and I had a lovely big red nose on. This week I thought I was going to get a red nose anyway because I've been blowing my nose so much with this horrible cough and cold. But it didn't. It's gone now. I did buy a red nose for Red Nose Day, which was on Friday, but I left it at home. I forgot that I wouldn't be home before Red Nose Day, so my red nose is at home. But you know, they had the red comic relief. It's called, isn't it? The day of all the red nose gags. It's comic relief was 40 years old on Friday, all that fundraising over the years. But yes, so I was watching back what had happened 3 years ago and about my journey coming back and all that sort of thing. Yes, Carol, I am feeling better now. I was poorly, and you weren't in the broadcast at the beginning when I said that actually I called 111 this week because I was poorly and my cough was starting to sound like the cough I had before I had pneumonia 2 years ago. We decided to jump in. My daughter said, "Oh, you must dial 111," and was already deciding that, but she made sure I dialed 111. And after a lot of phone calls, I had to keep repeating all the same information to about 6 different people every time I rang 111, or they passed me over to somebody else. But I didn't care because in the end, I got antibiotics, and they finished today, and they seem to have done a very good job so far. So yes, I am much better than I was the other day. I've had a lot of rest. I haven't done, I've had good night's sleep. I haven't gone running around too many silly places. And I had at the wedding, I had 3 slices of not Christmas cake, wedding cake. I mean, I shouldn't tell you that. I didn't have 3 all at once. I had one. My granddaughter went and got me one. And then later in the evening, there was still cake left. So I wouldn't have taken 3 if everybody hadn't had their cake. But there was still a lot of cake left. And it was so delicious. It was rum and raisin. And my daughter-in-law had made the cake. They actually had 3 different cakes. She made the main one, and then they had 2 that they'd ordered from a cake maker. They didn't do the 3-tier that way. It was lovely. They had them at different levels on a table with a lot of lovely greenery, and they're very eco people, and it was all about very much eco. They're vegans as well. It was just a lovely thing. The reason they chose the venue that they went to was they were struggling to have a vegan reception. I don't know if it was gluten-free cake, Carol, but I wasn't asking, and I don't seem to have suffered any. But it was delicious, absolutely delicious, which I had 3 slices. So I expected when I went to Slimming World on Friday that there would be a gain, but there was not a gain. There was a 1.5-pound loss. So I had 3 pieces of crisp of wedding cake, and I had crisps, and I had a loss. So that wasn't bad. We had a loss, and Tasha maintained. So that was brilliant. That we were able to enjoy the wedding without having to stick too much like that. And I was prepared for it to be more, but actually I was so pleased. So I'm very happy with that. Ailey's just come in. Everyone watching, glad you're feeling better, Lynn. Thank you, Ailey. Hands, yellow, heart, red. You love chocolate cake. Freeze It Park Life loves chocolate cake. So this was rum and raisin, and it was delicious. But I went straight back on plan. I think No, I think the next morning we met up for a breakfast in the park with some of the wedding guests, and I think I had a few chips then, but straight after that went back on plan, and so I was back. I was down to the lightest I've been in years at the moment. Let's see how this week goes. Isle of Wight Film Productions. Hello, how are you doing? Love to see Isle of Wight Film Productions. Now, I don't know if anybody can find the link. So you've made an Easter bonnet. Oh, yes, we're going to have an Easter bonnet competition, aren't we, in here? So if you want to make an Easter bonnet, any of you, people need to remind me that I need to organise that when it comes up to Easter. We're going to put our pictures up online somehow and do that. Isle of Wight Film Productions, you just prompted my memory. All this week I've been trying to get votes in for the tourism superstar, and I don't know if hi Patricia, nice to see you coming in on Facebook. So I don't know if anybody can find the link for the voting for the tourism superstar. I know that Susan couldn't do it because she was on her phone. If anybody can go and find the link, you'll find it on the White Hart Animal Sanctuary, White Hart Animal Sanctuary site, or on my sites. And I would love a few more votes, folks, if we can, because as you know, I started this conversation hours ago and I got distracted, didn't I? So this week I was trying to take it easy, but I decided that I needed to get votes in for the tourism superstar. So this is a competition that has been running for years and all over the country. And I think it's organised by Visit England, and all over the country there are people in tourism who are doing great things, and then they are nominated to be tourism superstar of the whole country, and then it's whittled down to the finalists. And in 2018 we had Dancing Jim, who worked for Red Funnel Ferries. I did say this at the beginning of the stream, but most of you weren't here. He would greet all the people coming into the ferry terminal with a great big flourishing bow, and he bowed to I won't do too much because I might knock everything over, but he would do this flourishing bow. Well, he won Tourism Superstar in 2018. I'm not sure if it was 2019 or around a bit later on. Laurie Middleton of Hover Travel, he won. These things are good because what it means is more people are looking at the Isle of Wight. And of course, I did say that, if we could get another one. So we've got Zeb, who works at the Wild Heart Animal Sanctuary. She's actually off on maternity leave at the moment, but she's been nominated and she's in the last 10. She's a finalist. And so I've been trying, it's a votes, let's get as many votes as we can. And so all week I've been trying to promote this, and it's English Tourism Week 25, hashtag English Tourism Week 25. If you've been seeing me posting that on loads of my posts, that's why, that's what we were supposed to do. Hashtag Visit England and all those sort of things. So I've been doing that, trying to get as many votes in to get Zeb to the #1 slot, because that would be brilliant for our tourism and it will be brilliant for Zeb. So the thing is, as a community, and a lot of you will know this, some of you will know this who have been in my community a long time, some of you might not know it, but over the years we have done voting for so many things, and we have come up trumps several times by working together and sharing and sharing and sharing. And Carol's she's burnt her finger with the glue gun. You be careful with that glue gun. You must be very careful, Carol. They're dangerous, those things. So anyway, I in the past, Tristan he showed me how it's a numbers game, and also that sharing is caring. Hello, Sam. Hello, Jean, Joyce, and Janet. Hello, all of you coming in from Facebook. So it's all these things are a numbers game, and years ago, there were various things where we had to get votes in, and I could see that if I could ask all my contacts to vote. And I only ever ask you to vote for things I believe in, not just any old thing for anywhere. It has to be things I believe in. And I think because you know me, most of you will vote if I ask you, because it's worth doing. And so I, over the years, have asked lots of you to vote for various different things. Now, Bodster Charity was up for an award, a lottery award, some years ago. And I was asked to be involved with that because the people running Bodster knew that of the things I'd done in the past to help with publicity. But this is not about me, because on my own I can't do it. It's about a community working together, the sharing and caring business of working together. And so we then, I asked you to vote. You asked your friends to vote. Yes, Carol saying about Ride Carnival. Yeah, I was coming to that in a minute, because yes, you were part of that, Carol. So we voted. I asked you to vote. I asked your friends to ask them, all your friends to vote. And together as a community, working together. No I in team. It's all about working together. We achieved together helping Bodster to win 50,000 lottery funding. That was amazeballs. I was so thrilled. I might have hit the start button, but on my own, I can't achieve anything like that. It is very much about us all working together. Isle of Wight Film Productions. Yes, East Coast Carnival's coming back this summer. Excellent. Yes, going to be sharing lots of that as well, because, it's all about the island. But so this week I thought, right, let's keep on trying to promote Zeb, and see if we can get her into the #1 slot. And I don't think, and you know what? Those of you who voted, if you don't mind hopping on again tonight, because it seemed I went on today and I could vote again. I didn't think you could vote more than once, and if I knew that, I would have done it every day. But if any of you can vote a second time, but if anybody can find the link and drop it in here now, any of our people who have not yet voted can still get votes in. Voting goes on till midnight tonight, and it could be very crucial. I don't know, on this one we can't see how the votes are going. We did it, so we couldn't see when it was the lottery funding for Bodster, but £50,000 was a significant amount of money to win, and it was the top 5. There were 5 people up for the lottery money. 3 of them were going to get £50,000 ish. It wasn't an exact amount, because they had to say what they were going to spend it on, so it would be, not an exact 50,000, but somewhere near there. The other 2 got a smaller amount. We were the smallest of all those communities, and I was a bit worried that, their communities were so big that if they were doing what we were doing, there was no way we would win. The ITV guy said he thought the same, but not only did we win, but we Tracy put it in. Sorry, I didn't see. Tracy did put the link in earlier. I don't know if anybody can get it and copy it again and drop it in. I didn't see it. Sorry, folks. Oh, I tell you what. Let me see if I can scroll back, because if she put it, I can put it up there. Hang on. I didn't see it go in. Hang on, let's have a look. Wait a minute. Well, I can't see it. I can't see. Oh, yes. Why did I say I can't see it? Of course I can see it. There we go. That's a very big link. And if I put that link up, you can't see me. I'll have to sit up here. I don't know if anybody can find it in a shorter link, but otherwise I'll have to peer over the top like this. This would make a good screenshot, wouldn't it? Anybody screenshot this? Dear, oh dear. I'll sit here. No, I'll take it off. But let's hang on. Thank you, Susan, for reminding me. I don't know how I thought I'd forgotten that she'd put that up, because it was such a big comment. There we go. Oh, Kate, that was nice. You said that's amazing loss. Is that my weight loss? I think you were talking about there. Thank you so much. I missed some of the comments. Carol, that's right. So Carol said that we voted for Ride Carnival. Yes, that was another one we did as a community working together. So basically, Ride were in the shortlist, the last 11 in the voting for the most popular carnival in the country. And I live in Ryde. I wasn't going to let this one pass without doing what I could. And because I knew the magic of how it worked, because I'd been shown, um, I just I just stepped in on that occasion. That was so exciting because on the Friday night it'd been a I think we'd been in the lead, and on this one we could see how the voting was going. And so we were in the lead, and then on Friday night we dropped to 400 points behind Bridgewater. And so Bridgewater were in the lead then. And somebody said to me, now, I love a challenge, as you might know. Somebody said to me, oh, well, we can't possibly win it now. And my reaction was, oh, can't we? Just you watch us do this. And it ignited the flame in me. That sort of thing always does. So I said, come on. So what I did, because I knew how it worked, because my son had taught me. So I on the Saturday morning, I think I live streamed on the Friday night. And then on Saturday morning, I went to the co-op in Ryde, and Liz, who's the chair of the Ryde Carnival, she was out there. She'd got them announcing it over the tannoy in the store, and we had bits of paper so that people could see, to vote now. Of course, these years later, we could have said, right, go on your phone and vote now. But of course, we weren't so advanced with the technology then. And so we were asking people to, when they went home, could they vote for this? Some people could vote straight away, but not many. And that was so exciting. So, oh my goodness, the adrenaline ran that weekend. So I did that on the Saturday morning. Then I went home and I got on live stream, and a lot of you came in, and I was saying, come on, let's vote. And, have you voted? Yes, we voted. I said, oh, but have you told your hairdresser to vote? Have you told your banker to vote? Have you told the lady in the supermarket to vote? And it was giving everybody ideas as to how many people they knew that they could get to vote. And, we watched our votes going up and up and up and up, and it was like this. We were approaching, coming up past Bridgewater again, and we were on live stream all weekend, on and off all weekend. I had to keep taking a break, and I had to, sort of ply myself with coffee to keep myself going. And on the Sunday evening, we went into the lead. This was amazing. We had till midnight on Tuesday for that one. Today we've got till midnight tonight, but we had till midnight on Tuesday. And I was exhausted by the end of the weekend because, doing all this stuff and keeping the adrenaline, keeping everybody going and saying, come on, and whatever, leading the charge, shall we say, was terribly exhausting. And but on Sunday night, we went into the lead. So on Monday morning, so I went to bed, and I didn't relax totally, because no way could you relax with that one. You've got to keep. They could suddenly come from behind and get thousands of votes when we were sort of snoozing. So I did go to bed, but I got up on Monday morning, and we were still in the lead. So I took my foot off the gas a little bit because I was totally exhausted. But I was keeping an eye on it, and I was trying to encourage people to vote. And, this is the beauty of me being retired. I've got the time to do this. And so I was just asking lots of people. And the idea is I ask them individually. I'll go into their inboxes, the message boxes, and talk to people personally, and sometimes do a little video and say, hello, it's me. Please, could you, making it very personal. And loads of people came up trumps. They were doing it, but they were getting so excited. And so, as I say, on Monday, I took it fairly easy because I had to keep going until midnight on Tuesday. And if I didn't pace myself on Monday, I could burn out. And I didn't want to burn out, no way, not having got that far. So anyway, we were still, I think we were still in the lead on Monday. They closed the gap a bit, but I had a really good night's sleep on Monday, and I woke up fired up with it all on Tuesday. And well, again, I didn't have to put my foot right down because I was keeping my eye on it. But all you lovely people, all the community that you brought in, so my community and then all your communities came in, and between you, we did it. we did it. We stayed in the lead and we won. And oh, it was so exciting because everybody was in. The chat was going ballistic, and everybody was so excited because you could refresh the page and then you could see, oh, we got some more votes, and then they got some more votes, and it was like this. It was just such a game, but it was wonderful. And then we actually won by 400 and something votes. So if we'd have sat and rested and, that person on Friday said, oh, well, we couldn't possibly go in the lead because we were 400 votes behind, we showed them how to do it, didn't we? As a community, no I in team. So wait a minute, let's have a look. Ailey said she's seen the photo I shared of what you found behind the sofa. Earlier this week, we lost the remote control for one of the TVs in this house. And my daughter and I wanted to watch Traitors last night in that room. They do have another TV, but somebody else was watching the other TV. This is what Amy's referring to. So we decided, well, the TV remote had to be there somewhere. And in the end, somebody found that it was behind the sofa that I was sitting on. So I had to get off the sofa. They pulled the sofa. Oh, no, they didn't pull the sofa out. They put something in under the sofa. And Ailey saw all the things that we found. We found a badminton racket. We found crisp packets. We found a mouse toy for a cat. We found all sorts of things, and that's what Ailey's referring to. It encouraged you to move your sofa. You found £4 in cash, one poppy, and a mouse that my cat took in. Strange. My cat had put green Christmas tinsel around the mouse a few times, trying to hide it. Silly cat. Does anyone have a cat that takes mice inside and hide them? It wasn't real mouse. Ours was a toy mouse. If you put it, hang on, wait a minute. If you put it back in the chat, then you can take it down, maybe. It is in the chat, so I don't know. Will I be filming the carnivals this year? I don't know. I'll see how well I am, because of course, I stopped filming them because I was very ill with pneumonia, and then I get quite tired. And last year, I just shared other people's live streams, but I'll see. No promise either way at the moment. Isle of Wight Film Productions. I'm not quite sure who you are hiding behind there, but let me know. Let me know who you are privately, who I'm talking to, because there are various people who do film productions on the island, and I'm not quite sure who I'm talking to. It was only a toy mouse, Susan. Hello, Cat. Lovely Lynn. Hello, lovely Lynn. I'm late, so I have to catch up with the chat. You can catch up with the chat if you like. Carol's saying she could vote twice, so please do vote twice. If you can. Ailey saying she started following me when my brother sent her the link of the carnival lorry, when the carnival lorry was in my front garden at my house. Good evening, Tina. Tina Furnival says sorry she's late. And Isle of Wight Film Productions here saying I'm going to be filming most of the carnivals this year. So let me know who you are, because I'm not quite sure who I'm talking to. When it's a name like that, and like Kate's kindness, I wasn't entirely sure who I was talking to. If you don't want to identify yourself on here, identify yourself in my message box, and then I will know who I'm talking to. But we'll see. I'm glad that you're going to be filming most of the carnivals, because then if I don't get to film them, I can share your films. Because lots of other people will see it. So anyway, going back to the tourism superstar now tonight. So it's Zeb. Zeb works at the Wild Heart Animal Sanctuary, and voting closes at midnight. So if you haven't voted, do try. If you can't find the link, go and look at my Facebook page. You'll find it. I did try and pin. I was trying to pin it to the top, and I think I got distracted and didn't pin it at the top. But when I finish the broadcast, if there's time left, I will pin it or put it there again. You will get Suzanne to film Shanklin Carnival as it goes right outside her house. That would be wonderful, Carol, because the more videos and the more footage we get of the island, the better it is for the Isle of Wight and tourism. Well, now I'm going to tell you what I think of Visit Isle of Wight's promoting this week. So it's actually English Tourism Week 25. That's set up by Visit England, and they have a week when they concentrated on, but tourism is all year round. For the Isle of Wight, we want tourism not just in one week, but all round, all year round. So the tourism superstar voting goes on Tourism Week English Tourism Week 25 finishes tonight at the same time as the Superstar Awards. So they've tied it in. So I looked at I like to see what Visit Isle of Wight's doing to promote the island and hope that they're, doing a grand job. But sometimes I get a bit sad. Now, this week, it's been a joke. It's been an unbelievable joke. Bearing in mind that Visit Isle of Wight, I only live stream because they didn't believe in YouTube, in showing off the island on beautiful YouTube. Now, over the years, I'm not brilliant at it, but I have got quite a lot of views to the island. But I don't want to be doing it. I'm not the one who's supposed to be doing it. And so I do keep my little eye on them because they said that they didn't believe in YouTube for promoting the island. Anyway, this week on LinkedIn, I've been using LinkedIn quite a lot this week. And so you like it. Ailey likes it when I film the carnival. Because I always have added us all to the live, then we watch together. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we would all watch together and I would give a running commentary. Somebody once told me not to do a running commentary. And then I said, but actually my audience like a running commentary. If people don't like it, they don't have to watch. Kat says she loves my top cashback video. I use them. Oh, I haven't told everybody about this yet. You've seen it on there, but all the stuff is on my table, and I must come to that in a minute before I forget what I'm doing. Anyway, so this week at the beginning of English Tourism Week, now I don't know if any of you saw me go over to Freshwater 2 or 3 weeks ago. I went on the bus all the way over to Freshwater to go and talk to Ronan McCann, who runs the Gate Cafe in Freshwater with his wife. And the reason I went to meet him was because one of my lovely viewers here, knowing how I'm very concerned about Visit Isle of Wight taking money off, taxing our local hospitality businesses, but not actually doing a lot on YouTube to promote the island. And so she posted something where she saw that Ronan was pretty cross with Visit Isle of Wight. So of course I then got in touch with him because I'm pretty cross with Visit Isle of Wight as well. And I got in touch with him and then decided to go and meet him. And I went all the way over on the bus and it was wonderful. I hadn't been going on buses, long distance buses for ages, but it was just lovely to go over there and meet him. So while I was over there, I stood at Freshwater Bay and I did a live stream or a video. I can't remember whether it was video or live stream. And I actually was videoing the water and the bay. I must have been, it was a video, I think. I had myself in it a little bit and then mostly showing off the bay. And then, that's how I do it. I like to show the world what's good on the island. Well, on Monday, Ailey says she always follow my live carnivals. Excellent. On Monday, LinkedIn, the Visit Isle of Wight LinkedIn post, and if any of you are on LinkedIn, go and have a look and see whether I'm wrong or whether I'm right. Will Miles, who is the CEO of Visit Isle of Wight, and he's the second CEO because the first CEO, his wife embezzled £38,000 out of the funds that the businesses had to pay. So he had to leave the island, and then we had a new person. So the new person doesn't believe in YouTube either. And he doesn't like me because I've rattled the cage because there's corruption, and it went to ballot when people didn't have ballot papers and all sorts of corruption. So it's not an okay thing. If the playing field's level, I'll go and do my knitting or something else instead. But if the playing field is like this, weighted in Visit Isle of Wight's favour and the bid, not okay. So we got all these little businesses who are having to pay this huge amount of money. Well, between them, huge different amounts. Some people pay a lot of money into the levy. It depends on the rateable value of the business. Anyway, so on the Visit Isle of Wight page on Monday, Will is standing where I was standing on Monday, where I was showing the bay. So he is standing with the freshwater bay behind him and the rocks out behind him, and he filled most of the screen and starts talking about tourism figures and numbers. Get out of the way, Will. Let us see the beauty of the island. Share it with us. Be in the picture first and then move over. Introduce yourself and move out of the way. So that was on Monday. So I went back on Tuesday. I was having a joke with my daughter. I said, oh, I can't wait for Tuesday and what they put up. Well, on Tuesday, Julie Jones-Evans, who is the Councillor for Tourism, who used to be a friend of mine until she realised that I was anti the bid. She is on the board of Visit Isle of Wight, and she is on the council who gave permission to Isle of Wight to have the vote for the bid, to go for the ballot. Bit of a conflict of interest, not maybe, and a business that should be paying the levy. So anyway, she's standing on the beach, and she's got a I mean, this bit I absolutely loved. She had an enormous teacup on her head. I love it because, you know, I love wearing things on my head. If only she'd used it in a more appropriate way. So she's standing on an empty beach. Now it's Sandown Beach. And in 2018, 19, it was something like that. All of you lovely people helped us. Hello, Pamela. Sam's friend Pamela's in now. Nice to see you. Back in about, I think it was 2018, 2019, Country File Awards. Again, you lovely people, you helped me. I could see another award for the Isle of Wight if we worked together. Sharing is caring, as I always say. And so, with your help and working as a team, sharing is caring, we got Sandown to be voted the best beach in the country, and we got Bembridge voted as the best village in the country. That was amazing. You know, it was group effort. It was everybody working together. So we had that. So Julie Jones-Evans is standing on this beach, but the beach is empty. And she's standing on there with her cup of tea, and she's saying, "Oh, this is my cup. This is my cup of tea." But she doesn't show anything or people, just a beach. Again, she's mostly in the screen and you can see the beach behind, but nothing else. Why not say, look, this is my cup of tea here, and this cafe is where I can go and get my cup of tea, and show the cafes. And as my grandchildren said, there's nobody on the beach. Shouldn't there be people on the beach if you're promoting it as a tourism place? You know, so I'm afraid Monday and Tuesday, a no. So what do you think happened when it came to Wednesday? Anybody been watching LinkedIn and Visit Isle of Wight? So on Wednesday, anybody want to guess? Come in if you've got a guess. But maybe you don't have. Maybe you can't even begin to fathom what they might have done on Wednesday. And in fact, so Wednesday, I'm going to tell you, on Wednesday, it was the MP. It was our MP. I think, was this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? We've had, yes, that's right, because we've had 3 videos from the MP. So on Wednesday, there was the MP for Isle of Wight West. I live in Isle of Wight East, and Joe Robertson, Conservative, is our MP. And Richard Quigley is MP for Isle of Wight West. We used to have one MP, and recently we got split, so we're 2 constituencies. So Richard Quigley is there. Now, I believe that he runs a tourism business, so would have to pay the levy. He got eaten by the tigers, if only. Sorry, did I say that? I didn't say that. Ailey saying, what birth sign are you, Lynn? Because you have a strong attitude and quick response. I'm a Virgo. I remember you filming the carnival and telling teenagers bigger than you to move so you could get a view to film, and the teenagers helped you with your trolley and got you to the front to film. Absolutely, yes. No, I don't. I don't like injustice, and I've been a teacher for 30 years. I've encouraged people not to bully each other, and I just want a level playing field. My dad taught me a level playing field is when it's fair for everybody. So that's all I want. If we got a level playing field, so when the bid came in 2016, people didn't know about it. It went to ballot, but people didn't have ballot papers. People who should have had ballot papers didn't even know they were part of a system. And if that happens, that is not fair. And all of a sudden, oh, you've got to pay this levy because it went through, because it went as a yes vote. And all of you people have got to pay this. And it was just so unfair. I have so much documentation of all of this. And I could produce a load of evidence because I spent a long time studying this and talking to people and whatever. It came back for reballot, 5 years later, so 4 years ago. We're now into year 9. Next year is ballot year, right? Very crucial what we do in this next year. So when it came back to ballot, Virgo are friendly people. When it came back to ballot, it was done right as we came out of COVID, just as all the little tiny, most of these are very little businesses, small hotels, small cafes, all these sort of people. It should have been retail and hospitality. But as we got near to the first vote, they realised that Tesco's and Sainsbury's and all that were going to vote against it. So they couldn't just remove the supermarkets, they removed the whole of retail. So only hospitality bore the brunt of this unfair tax. When it came back for ballot, they did it, as I say, they timed it. People didn't know it was happening. I mean, you can tell how unfair it was. On that list, there were about 1,600 people who should have had a ballot paper, and they had meetings, they had consultancy meetings, but they didn't tell anybody about it. They didn't promote it. They hid information online. They put the business plan online and said it was online because legally it had to be online. But my son told me it wasn't actually published. It was there, but it was hiding. So you can say, oh, yes, we've put it online. Yeah, but that's not the whole truth, is it? So anyway, people didn't know about it. And I did, but I was trying to rattle a cage, but I was one person on my own. It really was very, very hard. And then they didn't like me. They removed me from a Zoom meeting because I was going to be disruptive. Well, do you know what? Now is the time I'm going to be disruptive. I haven't been disruptive all the way through, but you ain't seen nothing yet. And as Carol's saying, her late husband was Virgo. He was the nicest person. He helped everyone. Well, I do like to help everyone. I'm not sure that Visit Isle of Wight will see me in the same light as some of you see me. But I just want a level playing field. I want it fair. I mean, people were taken to court for not paying their levy. The first time round, people got a summons, and I went to the court to see what was going on. And there was a couple in their 80s, and they were summoned to court for not paying a levy. They didn't even own a business anymore. No homework was done. Fancy bringing 80-year-olds to court to say, you're naughty and you owe us money, we're going to summons you. And they didn't even own a hotel. This is what we're fighting against. These are the sorts of corruptions that have been going on, and it's not okay. And in order for this to happen, they are paying a £50,000 consultancy fee to Mo Aswat, who's a consultant who's doing this round the country in lots of areas. But I'm delighted to say that lots of the areas are starting to kick back, and some of them have thrown their bids out. So you might see me sharing this information. I'm not too stressed. It just is. It's one of those things, folks. I have a passion to see the end of it. Okay. And so, but there's a lot of people on going to work for this now, Carol. So that's good. I mean, I have an army of people now, and it has to be very fair. It really has to be very fair. But I wouldn't mind so much if Visit Isle of Wight were actually promoting the island properly. But when you get Will Myers standing there instead of our beautiful freshwater bay, he's standing there in the whole picture. It's like me saying, "Oh look, this is wonderful scenery behind me, but I'm going to stand in the way so you can't see it. That's what it was. um, so anyway, so we had the cup of tea on Tuesday and an empty beach, and then on Wednesday, Richard Quigley, who's the MP for Isle of Wight West, he was standing in Cowes High Street. And again, he was filling more of the screen than I'm filling here. Right. So he was about like this in the screen. And he was standing in Cowes High Street talking about tourism figures and this and that and the other and how important it was to the economy. And he said, and there's some wonderful streets, wonderful shops in Cowes. And I put in the comments underneath, it would be really good if we could see the shops, because if he moved out of the way and took us up the high street doing a video, maybe we would, see how lovely the shops were in the high street. But no, he didn't. So that was on Wednesday. I think on Wednesday. I'm not sure if we had one on Thursday. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. We've had one for every day of the week. So the next one was Richard Quigley again. He wanted the limelight. Absolutely. This is it. It's all about them. It's not about the island. It's all about them. So anyway, the next one was Richard Quigley again, standing on Gurnard Beach. And to be honest, he didn't quite fill the screen as much as this. He was a bit like this, and you could see some beach huts here, and you could see some sea. But you could hear him saying how nice, something about Gurnard. Well, move out the way and let us see, or take your camera and show it. So he didn't. And then the last one, I said to my daughter, I said, oh, I can't contain myself for what's coming on day 5, the last day of Tourism Week. What on earth are they going to present us with now? Because, this is just too exciting. Do you know what they did? It was Richard Quigley again. And first of all, you see him sort of half on screen here, and you see Waterloo Station. And then on the second one, you see him, I think it was the other way, you saw half of him and some sea. And what he says is, I don't know, was it 2.5 or 3 hours? Something like, it takes 3 hours or 2.5 hours or whatever it was to get from here to here. Doesn't say, wow, it's so quick to get to the Isle of Wight. Let's tell people where you're standing. Yes, it's a good idea, but actually do it properly. Tell us that, it's the Isle of Wight is very near to London, in the term of getting there. That's what they should be doing. I'm sorry. I am so frustrated with all of that. I just can't believe how badly it was done for English Tourism Week. Get out there, show us the carnivals, show us the beauty of the island. Go into the tea shops and show us your cup of tea. This is just my cup of tea. Have the hat on by all means, but go and say to the shop, to the cafe owners, oh, can you fill my cup? I would love this to be my cup of tea. There's so much marketing she could do with that hat, and I just, it beggars belief. Anyway, so it's the end of English Tourism Week. It would be marvellous if we could get them to that top slot. It won't be for want of trying. I've shared it with lots of people. I've tagged lots of people. Some of you have responded and said, yes, I've voted. And I like to say thank you to everybody who does it, who thanks. You think we can do better showing off the island? Of course we can. Carol, any of us could. Right. So you've uploaded the channel on your channel, the Newport Carnival 2024. Thank you, Isle of Wight Productions. Ailey shared some photos of the community page of the knitted jumpers you sent to me for when we did the charity store. Yeah. So, we as a community, and this is not about me, this is about all of us. There's no I in team. It's all of us working together, because I could do any of those things, but if nobody responded, just wouldn't happen. It's all of you coming together and seeing the benefit. Hello, Tracy, you're back. Oh, Tracy, you do need to watch what I've just been talking about. I've just been talking about how Visit Isle of Wight have promoted English Tourism Week. And I'll chat to you later. You really do need to listen to that bit because it's appalling, absolutely, as Kat says, absolutely appalling. This was about the CEO, the Isle of Wight Council tourism officer, and the West Wight MP. It was their show. It wasn't anything to do with with Isle of Wight tourism. It was the Will Julie Richards show. I'll share it all with you. I'm going to put those videos out on my page, folks. If you want to see them, I'm going to share them on my page, and you can comment underneath and tell me what you think. But it's absolutely appalling, which is why part of me didn't actually want to do the voting, because they did something before. Last year, I didn't get involved with the voting. I think I wasn't all that well still from, still in recovery. But also there was something else, that there was a voting thing. And I thought, no, they're doing it. I don't want, this was how my mind thinks, but actually the Isle of Wight's the most important thing. So that, is more important than them, which is why I did it this time. Sorry, I just forgot where I was going with that, because I do. So I wasn't going to help with the voting, because I know how to make it work, because I've been taught how to make it work, and I'm more than happy to share with people who would do it for the Isle of Wight. They won't listen. They won't listen to me, so I can't tell them how to do it. They would think I was just being too smart-ass. So I didn't do it on one or two things, and of course we didn't win. We may not win this time. I can only, do what I can do, and lots of you will do what you can do. What should have been happening was Visit Isle of Wight should have been posting that all through the day, on and off all the platforms. They should have gone live more often and said, come on, folks, that's how you engage with people. Their posts are not engaging. If you look at the posts, some of them have very few engagement. My engagement, and I'm not, this is not about, I don't want to make it about me. Don't forget to pause and have a drink. Okay, I will do that. I'll have a pause. This sort of pause. I have a very big cup, and I have some lovely coffee, and I like flavoured coffee. And then I must tell you, I've got something on my desk. I've got lots of things on my desk. I'm gonna flip to something more fun in a minute. So don't forget, that's right. Carol's saying have a drink. So I've had a drink. Ailey saying, think charity stole money went towards memory of a little girl. Was the charity called for? We've done all sorts of things, Ailey. Tracy was very heavily involved in the Kezi Kindness charity, which I think you might be thinking of. And Kezi was a little girl who was taken from this world too soon. And a charity was set up in her name by her mum. Oh my goodness, we've got a low battery, and I need to hang on a minute, folks. I need to go and get the wire, otherwise we'll disappear. Hang on. Let me get the wire. Sorry, folks, I'm coming back. So let's see. But unfortunately, did you talk about the knitted chicks? No, I didn't. I'll do that in a minute, Susan. I got distracted, didn't I? Let's have a look. I've got to put the wire in the bottom of the phone, but then it's not going to stand on the mount. Hang on, let's see. Let's see if I can make it work. Oh, it's at a funny angle now. Wait, let's take that out. Is that all right, folks? I'm at a bit of a funny angle. How are the bus station seats? Another thing I've highlighted. They've been changed. I'll come back to the bus station. I will be back. I am back. You'd have to keep me on track. I'll come back to the bus station things in a minute. So wait, I don't know if I can put this lower down now, because I can't. Let's see. Oh, is that better? It is better, isn't it? I had it higher up, but when I have to plug the battery charger in. Hello, Karen. Karen's saying, thank you. You look lovely in your mother of the groom outfit. Very glam. Thank you very much. I felt very glam. And I felt even better because I hadn't had to buy a new outfit because it was the same outfit I wore to my daughter's wedding 19 years ago. Susan's saying, does my cardigan have pockets? No, this one doesn't. But what I do tend to do is, hang on a sec. Whoops. I'll be back again. I'm coming back. Whoops. I found a sheep on the way. I tend to wear something like this. I'm not going to put it on now because this room is very hot. But I tend to wear these gilets, and they've got big pockets that I can zip my phone into. And the other one, the creamy one that I got the other day, it's got a big pocket on the inside as well. So, but I can't put it on now because it's far too hot. And then I'm going to tell you about my bargain box that I got. I am back. So wait a minute. So I've got to talk about the knitted chicks. I've got to talk about these. Oh, I don't have to talk about everything, but I can if I want to. And if you want to stay, that's fine. This cardigan is lovely. It's Matalan. It was £24. We did get top cash back on it. We did get loyalty points on it. So that's all good. We love all those sort of things because you know me, I love a bargain. I mean, I was hoping it had been 20% off as well, but it wasn't. We got that wrong. But never mind, we did get all the other bits off. She's better than a magician. Keep disappearing. Oh, I must tell you, there was a little boy at my son's wedding. So it was the nephew of the bride. Well, it's their nephew. So it's the bride's sister's son. And they heard people talking about me, the granny or something. And he wanted to know, get this, he wanted to know if I was the gangster granny. Maybe I should have a pot shot at some people. So Carol's saying, will I be spending Mother's Day with my daughter? Yes, I will. That's why I'm going to be here next Sunday. Otherwise, I might have still been on the island, but we decided to spend the day together. Her husband's out of the country doing some work at the minute. He comes and goes. And so we are going to be spending the day together, and we'll have the children, obviously. Tomorrow is her birthday. She's had her birthday present already. She hasn't had her birthday card yet. Guess what I'm doing after the live stream finishes? Playing on my new cricket machine. But I can't lie in too long tomorrow. I don't have to get up to do the school run. She goes off and does the school run, and then she tells me what time I need to be awake. Tomorrow we're having coffee in a garden centre with her friend that I know very well, and then we're coming back for lunch later. So yeah. Anyway, so where did I get to? Oh, so as far as the tourism thing, I decided on one of the things not to do the voting, not to get behind it, because I thought, it's not about the glory. It's just about seeing what the difference makes if we and our community get involved, or if we don't. And there was the last one. They didn't win. I didn't get involved, and none of you got involved because I didn't get involved, and they didn't win. And maybe I should have done, because that sounds a lovely happy birthday, Natasha. I will pass on your greetings. Knitting arts and crafts are well worth doing for all charities, and you always guaranteed that the money goes to a good cause. Yes, and absolutely. Let me go back now. So let's park Visit Isle of Wight over there. If you can vote again tonight, then please do. And I will. The links are on my other page. What I want, I'm going to get a laptop, but I'm trying to find a good deal, obviously with cashback attached, and it will be much easier because I'm doing everything on my phone. I know that if I had a laptop here, I would be able to do other things more easily. But at the moment, I'm just on my phone. So anyway, back to the chick, which doesn't look much like a chick yet. But earlier in the week, and Susan saw this, I will pass on your greetings, Tracy, to Natasha. So Tasha said to me, could I do some Easter things? Because if you remember before Christmas, I was making chocolate orange covers for Christmas, and we were selling lots of them in order to fundraise for something the girls have to do, for a charity thing that the girls have to do. So obviously Christmas has been and gone, but chocolate oranges haven't been and gone, and chocolate oranges can have Easter covers on them, can't they? And chocolate cream eggs can have little chicks on them. So my daughter said, would I make some of the chicks to go on the cream eggs? So we had to buy some cream eggs, and yes, we bought cream eggs, and no, I haven't eaten one. Do you know, I don't want to go off plan. I want to, so I have a cream egg in my box here. Right, so there's a cream egg inside this little bit of knitting. So I didn't have my Easter chick patterns with me. I started this conversation hours ago. Didn't have the pattern with me. I looked in all my emails, because I've got thousands of emails on in my account, and I don't delete half of them, and so I was trying to find them. No, it wasn't there. It wasn't in Google Drive. So I messaged my sister-in-law. Your chocolate oranges went. Your chocolate oranges got up and went, did they? Or your get up and go. I hope your get up and go didn't get up and went. Anyway, so I can have chocolate oranges, but each segment is 2 sins, and I don't often have them. Chocolate orange egg, naughty but nice. Very naughty but nice. Congratulations to the happy married couple, sending lots of love and happiness from Scotland. Thank you, Ailey. So I didn't have the pattern. So how did I knit this? Right, okay. I messaged my sister-in-law, who's made loads of these chicks, and asked her to send me the pattern. So I received said pattern, but note to self, check the pattern. I didn't check the pattern. I found some yellow wool. I found the needles, and this pattern was done on 3.5 needles. They're very thin. I don't like by my calculation, Karen has committed a major crime, because if it's 2 sins per chocolate orange and you've eaten the whole one, well, we're not even counting. Who's counting anyway, Karen? It's up to you. I'm not doing it because I've lost 3.5 stone, and I quite like heading that way, and I'm going to take some more off, but slowly. I'm not trying to get it all off, in a big fast rush. It's going slowly. So I started knitting chick, and so some of you will have seen earlier in the week that I should have checked the pattern, because I knitted half of it and then found that the other half of the pattern wasn't there. I got so far up and then I couldn't do it. So I messaged my sister-in-law and said, have you got the other half of the pattern? She obviously didn't realise that she'd only sent me half of it. I said, have you got the other half of the pattern? Well, she didn't respond straight away. And then I think she misunderstood what I said anyway. And she was out and about. Well, I wanted to get on with this, and I wanted to knit some chocolate orange covers as well. And I've got 1 or 2 patterns on the I bought some calendars with chocolate orange covers on. Patricia kindly sponsored one, and I bought the other one. And I know that I think there's a rabbit and something else that would do springtime on those, and I want to do those. But I went to look for a pattern for a chick, and I thought, well, it's not going to be very expensive. I know I've got it at home, but it won't be very expensive to buy. And so I found a pattern. This is a different pattern. This is going to be a hen. It's going to have do you call them chicks or hens? It's going to have a wattle on the top. No, wattle's that bit, isn't it? A comb on the top and a wattle here. So that one has got the chocolate egg in it. These eggs are getting smaller, but I haven't been eating them. They just make them smaller now. So that's the hen. So I bought this pattern, and this pattern's much nicer because you can knit it on size 4 knitting needles, which is way better than 3. I think these are 3s, the needles on there. So anyway, I did get the best of the pattern, as you can see, because I finished it, because lovely Patricia saw my plight. I put there, oh dear, should have checked the pattern, and Patricia found the pattern and sent it to me, which is great. So I've got, so that's how I could finish that one. Well, it's not finished yet, but I need some felt to make a beak. and then I need a little bit of stuffing to go in the head, and I need to put some eyes on and a ribbon round its neck. So that's on its way. Naughty step for lots of you. Yeah, naughty step for eating all that chocolate. No, it's up to you if you want to eat it. You're not wrong. The eggs are smaller, less in the box, and more expensive too. I know. Anyway, so this is lovely. I like this pattern. Did you not look at Pinterest down the rabbit hole for a pattern? I did, and then I went to Etsy. I bought it, but I bought it off Etsy. And if you bought two at the same time, you got 10% off, which is why I bought this one. And I bought this pattern, and I have made chocolate orange covers. These are not finished, but I've made chocolate orange covers that are like Easter bonnets. Look, Easter bonnets. And the pattern suggested you put this wool in. Wasn't sure I'd got any, so I did this one first when I thought, oh, I'll put some ribbon around that one. And it's only got wool in at the moment. We haven't got chocolate oranges here. I've got some at my house. I might bring them back. And then I found this wool. I was sorting all my wool out this afternoon, and I found this one as well. So that's going to have a chocolate orange and maybe have some more decorations on there. So, but before I did those, earlier in the week, I put a piece of white knitting up, and you were trying to guess what it was. This is actually what it was. It was a sheep, and so it was that the body bit. So I've made a sheep. Look, and that's going to have a chocolate egg, cream egg, but its tail, look, tail was like that, and it said twist it, but I wasn't quite sure because a lamb's tail is quite short, isn't it? So I think I might need to do that and make it short. I got to fiddle about with it, but to be continued. All right, so that's all the knitting stuff. So, and then when I go home, I've got a cardigan to make for a friend as well. Lots and lots of lovely things, but love being back with the knitting. But the knitting was on hold, obviously, while I was doing the wedding stuff. Unless putting advert to visit Isle of Wight, only on Isle of Wight buses. Yeah, absolutely. Debs is remembering that they're not advertising on the buses now. Anybody who doesn't know, you know, and well, everybody who watches me must know that Visit Isle of Wight are not my favourite people, and I'm certainly not theirs. And they are, you know, supposed to market the island off island to bring people to the island. And what Debs is referring to was the fact that every time I got on a bus, any time a year ago or whatever, I saw an advert for the Isle of Wight. Hang on a minute, I'm sitting on a number 9 bus on the Isle of Wight. This is not a very good marketing campaign, is it? You know, that's what she's referring to. Not on the mainland where new tourists are. As useful as a chocolate teapot for that cuppa. Absolutely, Debs. Sweet little duck and hen, says Ailey. Susan says she ate a big box of Maltesers over a night or two. Yeah, but they've got the less fattening centre, Susan, so you're all right there. Easter bonnets sell very quickly for dolls. And Tracy is saying, bah, not bar humbug, I hope. There we go. So that's that. Now, I forgot to tell you that I came back from the wedding with a man. Well, no, I came back from the wedding with 2 men. And I really must tell you, before you get very worried, you know what a little girl I am. I love all the childish things. Well, at the wedding, which I told you about last week, it was very child orientated. There were lots of children there. The bride and groom have their own 2 children. Susan says that's okay then. She thought she did very well being restrained with the Maltesers, but no, they've got the less fattening centre, so it's okay. So anyway, lots of things for the children. There was storytelling by the red tractor, and there was a sweet trolley, which was not just for the children but for the adults, which I didn't go to. I did have a bag of crisps out of a big ottoman filled with crisps. I did have a bag of crisps there, but that was it. But there were so many things for the children to do. They were very well catered for, and in amongst the things they had, there was a basket of things that the kiddies could go and get. Well, I was sitting on the top table, not just one man. I know, not just one man, and I'll tell you why I've got 2, because I thought I'd lost my man and I had to get another man. So I was sitting on the top table alongside my son and his beautiful wife, and then I had my granddaughter this side and the best man over here. And right in front of me was a table. I mean, everybody in that room was such fun. They were all such fun people. But there was a couple just in front who had come from France to the wedding. They're great friends of my son and his wife, and they came over for the wedding. And the wife was the bridesmaid. But I saw the little boy. So they had two children, a boy and a girl. And no, Tracy said you never mentioned the men. No, I totally forgot to tell you about the men last week. Totally forgot. Anyway, tell us more, or do we need not to know? You do need to know. If there was anything you didn't need to know, I wouldn't tell you. But anyway, so I was sitting enjoying my meal, and they were having great fun on this table just the other side of the top table. All the other tables were round, and we had the long top table here. And I could see a little boy he got his knife, he's got a fork and a spoon, and he got something in between the fork and the spoon. But I couldn't, I mean, I didn't go to Specsavers. I went to Ride Opticians and got my new glasses, and they're very focals, and I'm getting used to them. Even though I had a fall when I first got them, but I think the fall was more to do with I hadn't had sleep, I hadn't had much to eat, and I'd got varifocals. I've not had any issues since I fell in Iceland that day that I told you about. I was fine. Didn't even hurt myself when I fell, and I didn't even hurt myself when I pulled the basket that had got some tins in it. It came over on me, and it still didn't hurt me, so I was very lucky. Somebody was looking after me. Anyway. So yes, I couldn't see what was going on, but that was because he got a fork and a spoon, and he got something in between it, and it was almost the same color as the fork and the spoon, and he was having great fun with this, and didn't work it out. And eventually I realized what it was, only because I saw other children with things that they were playing with, and they had some things with magnets on, and there was like a metal beam, not a beam goes that way, doesn't it? But there was a metal pillar, and suddenly I could see them putting magnet things on this, and then I realized that the little boy, he had his fork and his spoon, and in between he had a little man. Wait a minute, I've dropped one of my men. Oh no, hang on, my man's gone on the floor. So this is my little man. So this is what the little boy had. There are magnets on the look. It's Magnet Man and Magnet there, and he got the cutlery, but his little man was grey against the cutlery, and of course the room was not blazing with light. It was very well lit, but low light, and so it was dark behind, and so I could only see a fork and a spoon and something going on in between, but it was a grey man that he had, which was making it so difficult. Eventually I realized that he'd got a little man with magnets on, and then the other children had them. So his mum, Flo, I said, I want one of those men. And so she went and got me one from there was a basket with storybooks and jigsaws and all sorts of things over. So she went and got me my own little man. So I was so excited to have this little man. Then at one stage, I left the top table to go somewhere, because we used to we'd wander around and go and talk to people and do other things and get wedding cake and whatever we were doing. And I thought I'd left it on the table, and when I came back, it wasn't there. Now I remember I put it in my bag because I thought it might disappear while I wasn't there, because little people with little fingers might take my little man away, and I didn't want to lose my little man. There's an egg size bigger than cream eggs, but smaller than normal big chocolate eggs, longer than an orange cover egg shaped. A new pattern is needed. You're on it. Okay, yeah, well, find me the new pattern. When I find out the egg, what size the egg is, tell me about the new pattern, and I'll be there. So anyway, he would definitely keep me entertained. Trust you to be greedy and knew two men. No, I didn't. So I didn't mean to have two men. What happened, I came back to the table and my little red man wasn't there, and totally silly, I'd forgotten I'd put it in my bag. So I was sad because my man was gone. And so I said to Flo, my man's gone. And she said, well, let's go and see if there's another one in the basket. And there was just one left, this one. So I grabbed this one. And then I found this one later, and I have two men. Yes, I am greedy. I wanted two men. And so it was just fun, just lots of little fun. But I forgot to tell you on Monday about the man I came back with from the wedding. But those are my lovely little men. There we go. And there's my lovely daughter coming in with a cup of coffee for me, and everybody's saying happy birthday to you. And they know that you've had your but they know that you've had a handbag, a green handbag for your birthday.
Shall I bring it up?
Yes, she's going to bring her handbag up. Carol was getting all excited. She thought I was needing to get a wedding hat. No, listen, I've been married twice. Married and divorced twice. It wasn't quite divorced, beheaded, died. My first husband became an alcoholic. My second husband went off with a man. I think I'm done with weddings, and for me, weddings for other people, that's fine. I don't ever see myself getting married again, but never say never. You don't know what's round the next corner. It's not something I'm looking for. No, we can have a hat. We can have Easter bonnets and things like that without it being a wedding hat. Or we can have a wedding hat parade without a wedding. Okay, Carol. Ailey says she remembers Yvonne knitting lots of sheep for your support team. I knitted a load of sheep for somebody. Oh, here is the bag. Here is the bag. I won't get her to come in because she's in her new pajamas, but you don't want, she doesn't want to come on camera in her pajamas, but her pajamas are green. She likes green. Look at her nice new handbag. Look, isn't that lovely? And I've got to make her a birthday card in a minute when I'm finished here. Guess what colour it might be? Oh, you were hoping to be a bridesmaid, were you, Tracy? Well, I'm not getting married just so that you can be a bridesmaid. We could have a mock wedding. We could have a pretend wedding. I tell you what, let's go in the carnival. We could go in the carnival, Tracy. No, we won't get another float. We'll do a walking entry. We'll dress Navy Nora up. Tracy doesn't want to see another carnival float, do you, Tracy? But you've had your gold stars for decorating it now. So hang on. Can we sing happy birthday? Yes, we will. I'll sing happy birthday, but she's gone. I'll sing and I can tell her we sang happy birthday. Actually, come on, we need some emojis. We need birthday emojis. And I'll have another swig of my coffee while we're having birthday emojis. She's a good girl. She looks after me well. And what flavour she put in this one? Oh, she's put cherry in this one. I do like flavours in my coffee. And I've got a lot of little flavour drops. Again, cashback site. I get, anyway. So there's my little men. There's my coffee. And over here, I've got a huge amount of things. Now, I know that Kat has seen the video I put up earlier. I know Steve saw but Steve's travelling back to his house from Alfie's house. So he's not in the broadcast at the minute. But I know that maybe one or two people. Oh, thank you, Karen. I'll send all those emojis across so that she sees them. So I'm going to sing happy birthday to her now, but she's not in the room. The door's shut now, but I'll sing anyway. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Natasha. Happy birthday to you. And there's emojis coming in from Scotland, and there's emojis coming in from Tracy in East Cowes. Patricia's saying green is her favourite colour at the moment. Just changing your kitchen with green accessories. Excellent. Susan's putting in all those emojis. Deb's putting in the emojis and lots of cake. I think that's cake, is it? Dear. And Carol's putting in all those emojis. Thank you, everybody, for all the lovely emojis. So now I got excited. I'm going back to my cashback story because you all know how much I love cashback. Tasha resisted joining. I can't. Oh, Carol's put something, but I can't. It's one of those that hasn't come up. Look, it's just come up as a white square. Look, Carol, I can't see. Deb said, oh, handbags. Oh, right. Handbags. Thank you. There we go. I need to check the glasses. Okay, there we go. Deb sent pictures of handbags. Oh, Tracy's found a Slimming World friendly cake. Thank you, Tracy. That is good. That is good. It's a big happy birthday. It is a big happy birthday. It's not a big one for her in terms of the numbers yet. My son who got married, he's my firstborn. It's his 50th this year. It's my 75th. And my twin granddaughters are 18. So it's quite a big year. We've had a wedding, we've had all these things. And then we're having a family holiday very soon with my two children that have got children and their partners. And then not unfortunately Tristan and his fiance can't join us, but I will do something with them at another time. So we are having holiday, which is lovely. But before the holiday, green handbags. No, Carol Ann comment is a big happy birthday stick. Thank you. It's funny, I don't know why Facebook does that. It puts something and I can't see what it is. But anyway, you've helped me to see what it is, so that's absolutely fine. Let's have another swig. So now going back to cashback, Tasha always struggled to have time to get her head around cashback. And I totally understand this because you do need to get your head around it. But don't forget, I'm retired and I've got time and I've worked these things. Toby's going to be 50 at the other end of the year, Tracy. The other end of the year. My birthday is before my son's birthday. My birthday is before both my son's birthdays. And my daughter's birthday is tomorrow. So, and my daughter, I must tell you about when my daughter was born, because she was so obliging. So let's go back, rewind. When Toby was 18 months old, I started my nursery school. Yes, 21 again, absolutely. I started my nursery school. And you're 50 in October. Just a bit after you then, Tracy. Oh, so we'll have some big birthday celebrations at that end of the year. You can choose more emojis on your new computer. Excellent. That sounds fun, Debs. So, yes, so going back to when I was a young mum, many moons ago, 50 moons ago. No, well, my son was born 50 years ago. But when he was 18 months old, I started a nursery school in my parents' house. They had a big house and they let me convert the ground floor in the week to a nursery school, which was wonderful. So I didn't want to go out to work and pay somebody to look after my children. I wanted to work because I needed to keep my brain active. At that time, I did not need to work because I needed the money. It was more to keep my brain active. So obviously, well, and it's so funny because I was a teacher and I trained to teach. Happy birthday, Natasha. Yours is tomorrow too. Oh, happy birthday, Lynn. So all those emojis that have come in, count them as yours as well, Lynn, if it's your birthday. And I'm going to sing happy birthday to you, Lynn. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lynn. Happy birthday to you. And Ailey was born in Fort William, will be 61 on the 2nd of May. So not too long to wait. Hope you have a lovely day, Lynn. That's Lynn Clark. That's Susan saying. I know it's Lynn Clark because it's got 2 N's on, and my Lynn is 1 N, and it's not my birthday. But I'll have a lovely time with Tasha anyway. But just go back to her bag. We have a saying in our house, and I said, or she said to me, she took it out, she put her stuff in it and took it out when she was going out the other day. She's, I feel so hot with my new bag. My dad used to say things like that. When I got engaged and I had a ring on my finger, an engagement ring, he'd say, oh, do you feel so hot in your new ring? And it became one of those family phrases that came out time and time again. Do you feel so hot with your new handbag? Do you feel so hot with your new headband? All that sort of thing. Just something that we mad family members used to think it was fun. So more people wishing happy birthday for Lynn. That's lovely. Let's take the right. So where was I? What was I saying? I've forgotten what I was saying. Somebody remind me what I was saying while I swig the coffee again. The water in this is this deep in our cellar. Okay. What cellar? Have I missed something about a cellar? It's strange how quickly your children grow up so quickly. Absolutely, it is. And Tracy's put some. Look, Tracy's put some emojis in just for Lynn. All right, those ones weren't for Natasha, and Karen has done that too, and so has Ailey. There we go. They're all giving you your own. So Lynn is saying, thank you. You had 3 pre-birthday meals last week and put on 2 pounds on Saturday, but still on target. So Lynn is also doing Slimming World as well. Oh yes, starting a nursery school. Thank you, Tracy, for being my aide memoir, telling us about Natasha's birth. Absolutely, I was. So Toby was born. I suppose I'd been teaching 3 years. I'd been teaching 3 years when I was pregnant with Toby. I left it. It left in the July because although you could work up, up till not long before the baby, it was being a school teacher. It was more sensible to leave at the end of July and not try and start a new term and mess it up for the classes. So I gave up work in the July, and he was born in November, and so he's yes, he was born on the same day as my sister, and my mum thought I was amazing. I got all the brownie points and all the gold stars going because my child was born on my mum's first child's birthday. So that was the first child and the first grandchild shared a birthday. We do lots of things like that in our family, as I have told you before. Well, I was 10 days late. Toby was 10 days late, and I had to be induced because my babies don't seem to like leaving me, on their own. I had to have help 3 times. So Toby, as I say, he was 10 days late. When I was pregnant with Tasha, right at the last minute, I was huge. I was massive. I was waddling like a duck or something. I was very content in my pregnancies, very, very happy. Somebody said I was like a contented cow, and they didn't mean it in a rude way. In that sort of very, very contented I was. I didn't have hardly any morning sickness or anything like that. I just breezed mostly through pregnancy. My only issue was my babies never wanted to be born at the end. So anyway, Toby was 10 days late. And he weighed in at 9 pounds, just about 9 pounds, so quite big. But then my mum had big babies. She'd had 8, 9, 10 and 11 pound babies. I was 10 pound born. So anyway, my daughter was due on the 5th of March. 5th of March came and went. 6th of March came and went. 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th. So on the day that she was due, my husband took me out for a meal. And the restaurant said, "Oh, when's your baby due?" We said, "Today." They said, "Right, quick, serve this woman. Serve this woman. We don't want this baby in here." Anyway, she did not budge. She did not want to budge. In fact, she didn't budge. And it got so boring of everybody saying to me, "Oh, you're still here." No, not really still here with this huge lump in front of me. People say some funny things sometimes, don't they? I was absolutely massive. And people are saying, "Oh, you're still here." Well, we lived in London, in a suburb of London, but it was like a little village community within a suburb of London. So we lived on this street, and then there were side streets there, and this street here was like the main village street. And the church was here, and then there were shops all along. And if ever you got lonely, or when I was a new mum, having given up work and being just with a baby at home, if ever I got fed up, I'd just put the baby in the pram and walk up to the shops, because you'd always meet somebody who would chat to you or meet people. It was a very friendly community. And so we on our house, we got a porch. We'd had a porch done, a glass porch, and in the end, because everybody kept asking about this, has the baby been born yet? We said, or my husband said, he would put the appropriate coloured balloons and ribbons, either pink for a girl or blue, because I didn't know what I was having, and I didn't want to know. I don't think we did back then have the chance as much to know, but I didn't want to know. So I got the stuff ready so that when I had the baby, he could put the things up in the porch. So anyway, Ian's sending happy birthday wishes and flowers. Ailey saying she was married 18 years, 5 children. Your husband went out with friends to celebrate the birth of our last child and got killed drinking, driving. So I had family and friends to help me with my children. Ailey, that's so sad. I didn't know that. And that is really sad. Well, you've obviously done very well, and you've obviously had an amazing community around you to help you through that. My husband did become an alcoholic, but we were separated before then. We wait a minute. He was, oh sorry, he was drinking, and it caused a bit of a problem, as it does. Carol's daughter was a week late at the end of the hospital, induced you. Ailey saying thank you. So here we are, going through all these days, and finally, no, a week went by, and I had another hospital appointment, and they wouldn't take me in. I was so big, I was so uncomfortable, I was waddling like the best of them, and I was just so uncomfortable. And they made me go home. And my husband hadn't gone into the appointment with me, he was sitting out in the car. So I burst into tears when they said they weren't going to take me in and induce me, because I was just so fed up with having, still being pregnant. And they went out to find my husband to tell him why I was in tears. Anyway, they made me go home and come back a week later. And finally, they induced me. And she was, no, I must go back to my son's birth, actually, because I just flashed up then. He was born on the 24th and she was born on the 24th. It was just such a fun thing. But on my son's birthday, I can remember being, on the bed in labour, all that stuff going on, and I was watching the clock. I remember my husband saying, "Oh, it's all right, you can have the baby now. It's the 24th. It's your sister's birthday." I didn't hold on to the baby just for that, but anyway, that was fun. Anyway, so I finally they brought. I had another appointment the next week, and when they then brought me in to induce me, and finally I was induced. She was 19 days late, and yes, she was £10.3 when she was born, so she was pretty big. It wasn't a difficult birth, some people might think it was because she was big. It wasn't, but it was just the fact that she didn't want to be born. That was the thing. And then, so with my son, my other son, and because my daughter was born then, she made it into the Easter holidays. I didn't have to take any time off work because I was running a nursery school, and 24th of March, the year she was born, was Good Friday. Now, I had met her dad on a Good Friday, and there she was being born on a Good Friday. And so there were lots of good things about that, the Good Friday. As I say, in our family, we do lots of things like that. Your daughter was born on your mum's birthday. My niece was born on my mum's birthday, and I got married on my mum's birthday. There's so many of these things. My daughter got married on her cousin's birthday. My twins were born on my mum and dad's wedding anniversary. My sister-in-law missed my dad's birthday by one day. Oh no, she had her baby one day before my dad's birthday, and the other baby she missed another one as well, but pretty close. It would have been Deb's mum's 99th birthday tomorrow. Excellent. So Karen's daughter was born on your mum's birthday. Yeah, right. Okay. So yes, as I say, we do all that sort of thing. Tracy, my nan was 27 when she had my mum. My mum was 27 when she had me. I was 27 when I had my twins, and all three of my children were born on the 27th. Oh wow, lucky number 27. Now, I was 25 when Toby was born. My mum was 25 when I was born. So we did that. So I'm going to be 75. My son's going to be 50. My mum's not here anymore, but they were the 25 years for us. So anyway, what was I going to say? Yeah, so eventually she was born. And then when it came to my youngest, So she was born in the Easter holidays, which meant I didn't have to take any time off. And 2 weeks later, and I was one of these who bounced back from pregnancy. So 2 weeks later, I was back in the nursery. Have baby, will travel. I wasn't living. It was mum and dad's house at that stage, and I was living locally, and I'd take baby to work. But then eventually, my mum and dad and I swapped houses. So I was living where my nursery school was, and they were living in the smaller house. So yeah, so that was nice. You were born the day before your mum's 23rd birthday, and she will be 90 on Tuesday. So Lynn, that sounds nice. I hope you're going to celebrate. What was Tatasha's weight? £10.3. £10.3, and then Tristan was born the day after he was due. I wanted him late. I wanted him to be late because he would have been the 24th too, but I didn't really want to go late. And also, if he'd been late, he would have been in half term. But that didn't work. They had me in, and on his, because of Tasha being so big. So he was a £9 baby, 2 £9 and a £10.3. That's what they were. So yes, £10.3 she was. So that's the story of my kiddies and their babies, weights and things like that. So that was pretty, amazing. Where have the years gone? They have gone so fast. But now I'm going to tell you about the exciting parcel I had this week. And I know that if Kat's still in here, she watched the video, so she'll know what it's all about. But it's back to the old cashback. So you know how I love cashback. And I know how I've told you that I've had £600 plus back in 2 years. Well, something happened that made it even better. So some of you might have remembered that back in December, I told you that I'd won a £50 Boots voucher, but I wasn't sure if it was a scam. So what had happened, Top Cashback have a Facebook page. I think it was on their Facebook page, and they had said, share this post and somebody will win £50. Give £50 to spend in Boots. So because I believe that sharing is caring, and it takes a second to do all this sharing, as I keep telling you, with all the voting and all that sort of stuff. Sharing is caring. So, sorry, just having a mental blip. Let's just have a coffee. Yes, so back to the cashback. Deb says she was in hospital for 3 months with a threatened miscarriage with your second son, and in the end he was a week late on Christmas Day, and your sister had her son on Christmas Day too. I actually miscarried my first baby. I had a threatened miscarriage, so I had bed rest, and in the end, actually, I miscarried right in the middle of Z cars. I never did see the end of that episode. But, it wasn't long before I was pregnant again. And then Toby came along, and then Tasha, and then Tristan. So, I have my wonderful family. Anyway, back to the cashback story. So, somebody was going to win £50 by sharing this post. Well, then I got an email saying that I was the lucky winner. But I thought, that's nice. And then I thought, I wonder if I really am. I wonder if this is a scam. Because I've been watching a lot of daytime TV that tells you about the scams. And of course, somebody could have seen that we were all sharing and then decided to, jump on and tell me I was the winner and then get me to click on some link. So I didn't click on it. Oh, they're repeating Zcars on channel 82. Well, do you know what? I wouldn't even know how that episode even started. I couldn't, I wouldn't even be able to remember. And I know when I had my miscarriage, it was like a knitting needle going in my side. So because I was a knitter then, somebody said, are you sure you haven't got a knitting needle in the bed? No, it wasn't. It was just a sign of the miscarriage. But, I was only 10 weeks pregnant. I'd only just been confirmed pregnant when actually I started to lose. So hadn't got used to the idea of being pregnant. And then what they did say was, well, it's best to go away and have a break of 6 weeks or something, but you're more fertile straight after a miscarriage. What a silly thing to tell me. Say go away and wait, but you're more fertile then. So do you think I waited? I did not. I was pregnant again very quickly. So you remember all mothers got 10 days bed rest? Yes, I did. I was in hospital for 10 days. Now the mothers can go home on the day of having their baby. Absolutely. So now I've lost my thread. Oh, yes. I will tell you what this is all about. So was this a scam or wasn't it a scam? Had I won £50 Boots voucher or hadn't I? Well, there was no way I was going to click on the email that said click on here to accept this prize, because I know when you click on some of the wrong things, then they can do all sorts of things and get into your accounts or whatever. So there was no way I was clicking on that. So I messaged my son and asked him, and he said, oh, it might be, I'm not quite sure. So anyway, I found another way to contact Top Cashback, who had set the competition up. So I didn't go through that link. I went to a completely different platform and contacted them another way. I think I contacted them via Twitter, which is not Twitter, it's an X, but you're a twit if you call it X, because I think Twitter's much more sensible than X. Anyway, ba-boom. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. I think it's a silly name, X. Anyway, so and I don't mind sharing my opinion, as you have noticed. So it turns out that yes, I was the winner. I had won £50 of a Boots voucher, and yes, it was okay to click on the link because I needed to do that in order to accept that and get the gift card sent to me. So this was before Christmas, so I think in Carol had a miscarriage as well. Very common. I didn't know anybody who'd had a miscarriage until I had one, and then I heard about lots of people. Very common. And in my mind, I think basically it's nature's way of dealing with something that maybe isn't quite right. I don't know. You know, jury's out on it, aren't they? But anyway, so I accepted this email and said I would accept the gift card, and sure enough, the gift card was sent to me in an email. Well, it's been busy, you know, since Christmas. I've been busy, this and that and the other, and I wasn't sure what I wanted to spend the £50 on, so I was waiting. Then the other day I thought, you know, I really should get that out. I don't know how long it lasts. It's probably got a year on it or something, but I don't know how long it lasts. I think I'm going to get it and let's spend it. So I found it, and funnily enough, I found it. There was a promote. That's right. An email came up. So Tracy had a miscarriage as well at 12 weeks too. Hello, Gaz. Nice to see you. Hope you're well. We've been 2.5 hours already, and now I'm just trying to tell everybody about my Top Cashback and how lucky I feel here today, this evening. Lucky with all you lovely people, and lucky with what's in front of me. So so there was this £50 gift card for Boots, and I found it, and then I got an email from Boots, nothing to do with that, but saying that on Wednesday they were doing quadruple points. If you put an order in between 11 and 1, you would get quadruple points on your loyalty card. If you were going to do it between 1 and whatever it was going to be triple points, dropping down. Well, if I was going to do anything, I wanted the maximum points, because if you know me, I like points, and points mean prizes, unless it's on your driving license, and then it doesn't mean prizes. I don't have a driving license anyway, and I didn't lose it because I had points. I lost it because I wasn't driving and I didn't renew it. So anyway, the boom. So Ailey says she always remembered watching Z-Cars. Keep her updated when Z-Cars come on the TV. Hi to your niece Donna. Hello Donna, if you're in. Do you pay a monthly fee for Top Cashback? No, Carol. I pay £5 a year, and that £5 they don't take it off until you've got some cash back to take it from. So you don't pay it; it's taken from your cash back, and it gives me extras. So if I do a referral, I will get more for the referral. So like when I signed up Susan, what I get is better than if I hadn't paid the £5. There are other privileges. I'm not quite sure. what they all are. I need to look at it a bit more. But anyway, so I paid £5 and that's all for the cashback. Okay, it's that's it. You can sign up for cashback for free, never pay anything. But as I say, there are these extra bonuses that do come in if you do. So I had this email come in that said, quadruple points, and I do love points and loyalty points, and watch them all adding up, and that this has all become a sport for me. Don't forget, I'm retired, so I can do these things. This takes my mind off when I'm fighting Visit Isle of Wight, so it's a great distraction from that. And so is the knitting, great therapy. So on Wednesday they had this quadruple points, and I said to Tasha, I think I need to do this order now, and I want to do it now so that I can get the quadruple points as well. Now, the only thing I really knew I wanted was a hairdryer. You must have clicked the wrong link. They wanted £18 a month. No, Carol, I don't know what that's about. Did you sign up? Oh, Carol, let's talk about it out after the broadcast, and I'll see if I can help you. So, this is a travel hairdryer. Now, I usually, if I'm going anywhere, I have my hair done. I have a hairdresser at home, and she always cuts my hair and does it nicely for me. And she coloured my hair ready for the wedding, which looks very nice. And I got a lot of compliments. So anyway, I'm obviously staying at my daughter's a lot of the time. I have a hairdryer at home, but I don't want to keep carrying it backwards and forwards. I've always got loads of stuff to bring or to take back or whatever. This time I'm taking all the wedding stuff back, some of the Christmas stuff that's still here, and making a little bit of space. So I decide, and I know I'm in a household where there's 5 females here, and there are hairdryers in the house. But trying to find a hairdryer when I want a hairdryer might just not be that easy. So I thought I'd get myself a hairdryer. So I found this one, and it was about £10.50, just under £10.50, something like £10.49 or some strange amount of money. So I popped that into my basket. Don't forget, I've got £50 to spend, but I decided £50 was the free gift card. But I was going to spend 60 because you got the quadruple points if you spent 60. And I didn't mind spending 10, because I was going to buy some bits for the family as well. And, of course, the £10 I was spending accrued cashback as well, because I did that through the top cashback site. And so I put this in my basket. You like it? Yeah, that's it. So this is for me here. Leave it in my room, and hopefully nobody will come and pinch it, and it will be here when I want to dry my hair. So that was it. So it was this one. It was a Boots one, and it was just £10.50 or something like that. Well, when I put it in my basket, it was less than £10. It was £9 something. So I just kept getting discounts on things I was putting in my basket. I have the Advantage card, which gives you loyalty points anyway. But I'm also a 60 plus. If you're over 60, you belong to the health club, and that gives you more benefits. I'm not quite sure what, but the prices kept going down. So yes, so I don't know what discount was on that. I need to study the receipt, but I didn't mind because I kept putting things in my basket, and I still hadn't got to £60. It was really hard to spend £60. So that was less than £10. So I popped that in, and then my daughter had been using this cream. So this is Nivea Soft, Refreshingly Soft Moisture Cream. And I tried it, and I thought, oh, yes, that's really rather nice. I'll have some of it. So I popped one of those into the basket. This is online. And then I decided to pop a second one. If we're here a lot, or I might have one at home and one here. I'm not quite sure what I was going to do. So I bought 2 of those. And I think their original price was £8 each or something. That's quite a hefty size. When they went in the basket, it looked like I'd only paid £8 for both of them. Not £8 each, but £8 for both of them. So I'm not quite sure how that one worked. And then, so these are things that I wanted. And then I bought myself some cleansing wipes, face wipes, because when you're traveling, it's maybe nice to just do that sort of thing, keep a little bit freshened up. And then I think I've got 2 of these, but I don't know where the other one's gone. It's hiding under something. So this, I get very dry lips, and they've been quite dry recently. And my daughter recommended intensive moisturizer Blistex. So I bought 2 of these. Debs loves Nivea Soft. Some in the both your bathrooms. Excellent. Yeah, that's good. So there we go. Yes, I'm sure I've got 2 of these because one goes missing, and then if you've got 2, chances are you might find one of these. So I got 2 of those, but it's already gone missing. Round here, I've got a lot of things on the bed at the moment, sorting out because I want to take some stuff back when I go home. So then I hadn't spent that much money. So that was about 10. I think that lot was less than £20. You've got the Nivea Soft in a handbag size too. Oh, that sounds good, Tracy. Maybe I need that for when I travel. Anyway, so this was about £20. I'd still got £40 to go. I'm sure that was less than 20, all that. So I then said to my daughter, well, I know the girls like this because I share the shower room that they have. And there's loads of bottles of all sorts of different shower gels and hair cleaner, hair washing things. So I got this shampoo. So this is Tresemme Replenish and Cleanse. This is what they like. So that was a shampoo. And then I got the conditioner, Replenish and Cleanse Tresemme conditioner. So there we go. Got those, right? Great big hefty bottles, so they'll last a day or 2. And then, well, my daughter said, I said, well, what else should I get? My daughter said, well, the girls like simple facial wash. So I got 3 of these. I can't remember whether they were on a buy one and get one or something, but I got 3 anyway to go in. And as I say, discounts kept appearing, and I just didn't know why I got all this discount. Anyway, so pop those in there. And then I decided to just go for it. Just go for it. So look at all the other things I got. This is amazing. So I got some Nivea cashmere and cottonseed oil shower. This is a care shower. So it's obviously a shower cream. That's a lot of wonderful items. Very idle and definitely be used and shared. They will. Absolutely. So just you wait. So wait a minute. Let's put that one there. And then I got some Dove Advanced Care Pampering Shea Butter and Vanilla Instantly Lotion Soft Skin. This is a body wash, right? And then I got Radox Feel Radiant Strawberry and Raspberry Shower Gel. And then I got a big Radox. What's this one? Mineral Therapy Feel Moisturized Chamomile and Oat Scent Shower Gel, 50% recycled plastic bottle. You got the shower cream too, have you? And then I got Radox Mineral Therapy Feel Awake Sea Minerals and Fennel, and this is a shower gel and shampoo 2 in 1. I quite like that. Well, when I go in the shower, I used to take my glasses off, get in the shower, then I can't read because it's all their stuff in there. I can't read which is the shower gel and which is the shampoo. So I have to get my glasses on to see. So if I've got one that's shower gel and shampoo in one, that would sort it for me, wouldn't it? Now that's not anything. That's my bottle of drink. Oh, I had 2 little bottles like this that I bought to go in that new handbag I bought that I showed you before, and I managed to leave the blue one at the wedding at the in the north. So I messaged my daughter-in-law and I said, the blue bottle, keep it, I'll buy a new one. Because I bought it to go there, and my granddaughter had wanted a drink, and I'd taken it out and given her the drink and then forgot to put it back in, so it didn't really matter. So anyway, so we had a Nivea. This is another Nivea care shower. This is coconut and jojoba oil, skin protecting formula, vitamins and oils. Look, so we've got that. And then I got strawberry and pomegranate Boots Everyday shower gel. And there's more. I got this one, which is mineral redox therapy, feeling hydrated watermelon and mint scent. Do you eat it or do you wash with it? It's going to smell very fruity in the bathroom. And then this tropical coconut and shea butter. That's shower gel. And then there's this one, creamy vanilla and raspberry. It's a bit like my put. You know, I eat a lot of plain yogurt and raspberries. I'm thinking, do I eat it or do I wash with it? So there's that one. And zesty lemon and tea tree. There, shower gel. And finally, this is mineral redox therapy, feeling relaxed, lavender and water lily. You love the blue bottle redox, but not as nice a smell as the dogs, thinking of borrowing it. So I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I think with the other lip thing that's gone missing, 22 items. You have the Radox bubble bath, but you do like Nivea items. Well, there you go. So what do you think, folks? So when I put all that in my basket, I wasn't allowed to. I put it in the top cash. I went through the top cashback site on the computer, on my daughter's laptop, and I put all that stuff in there, and then because I'd got I think probably because I got the gift card, there was no place to put in the £6.50 loyalty points that I'd already accrued before, so they're still sitting there. And of course, because it was on triple points, and using a gift card is like using money, I got all the points. I think I got all the points for all of that, quadruple points, not triple, quadruple points. And so now I've got, that's all gone onto my card. So when I want anything else, there'll be some stuff there already. Amazing. So do you think I was lucky? And if I hadn't have joined Top Cashback, then I wouldn't have had that. So if you think that I've had £600 in 2 years, and then I won a £50 voucher, and then of course there's a little bit of cash back on the £10 that I spent extra, who thinks I did well? I think I did well, and I was very happy, and I couldn't wait for that. Now I haven't used my hairdryer yet, so maybe when I go in the shower tomorrow I will be able to use my hairdryer, but I will start using those creams. So that's amazing. So I was really thrilled. And of course, the other day, of course, as you know, I bought the Cricut machine, and I used the Cricut is the cutter that I was using to make things for the wedding, for the decorations. And of course, with that, I kept accruing points, didn't I? Because I bought the machine, and I had 100. So with the cashback, when you get the cashback, I don't take it as cash into my bank account. I could take it as cash into my bank account. I put it into the reward wallet, because when it's in the reward wallet, it then becomes more valuable. Sometimes not a lot more valuable, but it adds value each time. So when you do go to convert it, if you could. So what I did for the Cricut, I had £100 sitting in the reward wallet. I converted it to a Hobbycraft voucher, and because the rate of conversion was good, it gave me extra. I can't remember what it gave me extra on there, but it gave me more than £100 to spend, to put against the Cricut machine. Now the Cricut machine was 229, which was already reduced because it's been superseded by another machine. But you know what? The next machine up, this machine goes very fast. I don't need the next machine up. I mean, Gaz, who's in, I don't know if he's still in, Gaz has given me a brother machine, which is wonderful. And I'm going to learn to do that when I'm home next week. The Cricut I needed here for doing the wedding stuff, that's going to live here. I'm going to keep that here and do the cutting with that here. And I'm going to use the brother at home. So it's not like I don't want to use it. I do want to use the brother and I need to learn it, but I couldn't really carry the brother machine with me when I came up. It was too big a machine to start lifting, and you might drop it and then, so that's why I have the two machines. You have us two dogs who are thinking of looking for it for what hang on. Very well. You didn't see my earlier comment. I bet the delivery guy loved you with the weight of that box. I don't know. I didn't see him when it was on the doorstep when we got here. So actually, it was one big box and then a smaller box on the top. So I said to my daughter, "Oh, I expect the hairdryer's in the smaller one, and all the rest of the stuff's in the other." No, it wasn't. Everything was in the box except this one of these, and that was in a separate box. I think how it works, because I queried it before when I was running a book business, and I said, "Why are you sending me one box with one thing in, and all the rest is in another box?" And I think it's where the weight of certain items, once it gets to that weight, they stop it, and then they put the other things in another box. But one box with one of these are quite heavy. Yeah, but it would have been heavy. But I don't know whether he. Debs is saying, not sure. It was a free shampoo and a free cologne from the range when the new store opened. My son's dog, so he washed him, smelt gorgeous. Susan saying, "Oh, that's a shame. I have two dogs. Was thinking of looking for it for them." So there we go. So I feel very lucky because I've got all these lovely things for free. With the cricket, I used £100 to get the cricket machine. Then the cricket machine was 229. So if you take the 100 off, about 100, it was 129. And then I bought a Hobbycraft gift card and used that to buy the best. So I got cash back on the gift card. So everything was just getting better and better. But it's knowing how to play the system. And so, if you want to know about the top cashback, I'm more than happy to walk people through it to get the best benefit. And tonight I went to book my train, and I was being a bit doolally. So I put the ticket in the basket, went to push the button, suddenly realised I was booking for the train for tomorrow. No, I'm not going tomorrow. Tomorrow's my birthday, my daughter's birthday. I'm spending time with her. Let's go back. Okay. Go through it again. No, it's a Cricket Explore 3, Debs. The Explore 4's out and has been for some time, but the 3 is brilliant. We were on an incredibly steep learning curve last week because, of course, we bought the machine on Monday and we had a wedding on Saturday and we had to learn how to do it. It was just, whew, my goodness, I finished 2 hours before the wedding. Very little sleep, but I've been catching up this week. As my son says, sleep is for the weak, sometimes all week. Susan wishes Amazon would sort out their delivery boxes and what they put in them. She had 24 cans of drink and other items in like 3 boxes the other day, and Blooming Posty put it the other side of my closed gate, hard against it. I couldn't open the gate and had to lean over to fetch it back up because boxes are so heavy they started to break, and then the gate opened and I fell into the back garden. Not impressed. No, I can understand why you're not impressed. I've had people, I've had them put my stuff into a rubbish bin. Why would you put somebody's parcel in a rubbish bin? But there we go. Anyway, fortunately, it was on the doorstep and it was okay. And I was so excited. But the cricket, as I say, so many things, cash back off the card, using £100 cash back. So, it might look like I'm spending an awful lot of money, but I'm not really. I'm getting an awful lot back on things that I do buy, that I need to buy. Some of it, sometimes there's something I don't need to buy, but sometimes we have to have a few little treats. Anyway, folks, it is getting very late. I've got my daughter's birthday card to make. So I think I better say goodbye in a minute, don't you? I've told you about my men. I've told you about my knitting. I've told you about this. I don't think I've got anything else to tell, and if I do have, I'll tell it on another broadcast. But I will post those videos onto my page so that you can see how good good the marketing is for the Isle of Wight by the people that are paid to do it. So what happened about your train? Oh, yes, sorry. Thank you. Yeah, bring me back. I did forget to tell you. So what happened about my train? So I'd put it on the wrong date. So I then started again, went back, started again, put it for Tuesday, just about to push the button to pay for it, suddenly realised I hadn't gone through top cashback. Now, on my train tickets, I might only get 50p or 60p, or sometimes I get 97p, but it all adds up. So I took it out again and I put it in and I pushed the button and I'd done it. And then I realised I forgot to check whether it was going to give me a digital ticket or whether it was going to give me a ticket at the machine. And guess what? I forgot to do the digital ticket, so I've got to go and claim it from the machine when I start my journey. But my daughter, she wanted me to go on an earlier train, and the prices were much more expensive. You know, I saved about 10. I mean, much more expensive. My tickets are around 30 something pounds to go from Wiltshire across on the hovercraft and the train and all that for just over £30. It was going to be over £40. So if I went earlier, or £50 if I went even earlier. So I said no. I said I'll go at that one, but if you want to drop me at the station early because you've got other things to do, I can sit. There's a Costa coffee shop there. I can sit and do my knitting or something. So I don't mind, or chat to people like I do. So I will have plenty of time to get the tickets out of the machine. It's on those days when I'm running late and I need to get my ticket out of the machine that, I try not to do it, but I totally forgot. So I need a checklist. Am I doing it on the right date? Have I gone through cashback? Did I do the right, get the right tickets? I just need to have a note. Susan's had HelloFresh box jammed into the rubbish bin a few weeks back and struggled to get it out. And again, where the busted box landed up in the back garden and again had to drag it up from the gate by leaning over. That's not good. Now, Ailey's saying, okay, muff, says good night in Scottish Gaelic. Right, okay. So good night. Now, I think I better go because I have got a birthday card to make. In fact, I might have to make one for other members of the family to give as well because I don't know if they've all got cards. I did. This is one that I made some years ago that was in my bag, but she saw it earlier. But I could probably still let the children have one of those cards to send. I'll make you a special one. And that one might save me a bit of time and then I could go to bed. So I am going to go to bed now. I'm going to say big thank you. I said to my daughter, I won't be 3 hours tonight. It's not the wedding. Last week it was 3 hours because we had to talk about the wedding. How did I manage to fill 3 hours? Can you talk? I talk great Gaelic, do I? Susan says her favourite, though, must be when the delivery drivers leave the parcel hard against the front door and then can't get out without difficulties. I know, it's stupid, isn't it? They don't seem to have the best brains, some of them. But there you go. And I have to be very careful because, of course, sometimes I have my stuff delivered home. Sometimes I have it delivered here. So I have to check and see. And I made a mistake on one of them. I thought I'd changed it. And then when I'd done the order, it said no, it was going to the island and I wasn't going to be home. So I tried to message my neighbours because they have my key and they could help. But they couldn't find the parcel. Well, they couldn't find the parcel because it actually went through the letterbox, but I didn't know it was small enough to go through the letterbox. So I had them running around looking for a parcel that was actually through my door. Susan's front door opens outwards. Right, okay. Anyway, folks, I really must go. But thank you for all the fun and laughter. Thank you for coming in. Big hugs and kisses to anybody who needs a little bit of extra loving. Thank you for those who've been kind to other people here in the broadcast. It's so nice to see you doing that. I will put the link for the voting on my page in a minute, and we might get a few votes in. We've got 47 minutes before the cut-off. So if you haven't voted, please do. Enjoy Natasha's birthday and safe travels on Tuesday. I expect there will be some shenanigans, but who knows? Anyway, bye-bye, everybody. See you soon. Take care. Thanks for joining me.